Hi, everybody, and happy Saturday. I hope that you all are doing well. I usually don't go live on Saturdays, and today's just a little different because tomorrow I just want to have fun. But before I have fun, I think it's important for us to have a conversation about fun, play, rest, and all those things. So, hi, everybody. We have talked a lot about rest, healing, a lot of things. But I want you to know that resting and healing doesn't have to feel so arduous. It doesn't have to feel so heavy and difficult. Like there are heavy and difficult parts, but a big part of resting and healing is play. It's fun. And I think that a lot of Black women specifically miss out on the opportunity to have more fun and introduce more fun into their lives because we feel like everything has to be hard and difficult to count. Well, I'm here to tell you that you should have more fun. Okay, so hi everybody, happy Saturday. I hope that you're enjoying your Saturday. This conversation was actually inspired by a conversation I had on Stephanie Perry's channel about fun and play. So we're going to talk about some of the same themes, and hopefully we can have a conversation about these things too. So hello, happy afternoon, happy afternoon. Hi, Epic Studies. Hi, Celeste 90. It's good to see you. Oh, I'm glad that you enjoy it. I'm glad. Yay. Hi, I love your genuine spirit, sis. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hi, Mara. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you. Oh, thank you, baby. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Are you breathing by Katrina? Hi, happy Saturday. Hi, happy Saturday. Marquina. Yeah, it's good to see you. Okay, yes. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Phasia Faki. I hope I'm saying that right. Please forgive me if I'm not and correct me. But yes, happy Saturday, everybody. All right, so Saturday is perfect because usually on Saturdays, we are either running errands, resting, or playing or trying to have some fun, right? And so I think a conversation about fun is really important. Hi, Shaughnessy. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. All right, so play, fun. So we talk about rest, and we're still going through a series of rest inspired by Trisha Hersey's work in the Nat Ministry and her book, Rest is Resistance. Also, I have some rest deck cards from her which I think are really cool. I pull one out and I journal about it and try to figure out how I can rest and help other people rest as well. And one of the things that I wrote down, the card said, okay, yes, as I rest, I must make space for others to rest. That's what the card says, right? And I was like, how can I make space for others to rest? And one of the ways that I love resting is playing, is having fun, playing and having fun. So, yeah, so we're going to talk about that today. Hi, Black Neurodivergent Mom. Happy Saturday. Hi. Hello, just found your channel. Love your content. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Please, how do I deal with always feeling invisible? Ooh, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about that at a different time. I would love to talk about that. Awesome. Okay. So, yes, I'm here to tell you to have more fun. I'm here to tell you to enjoy your life more. We take life really, really seriously, and some of it is not our own fault, right? We're told that we got to be serious, serious adults. We got to be about our business. If it don't make money, it don't count. All these different things, right? That everything has to be very rigid and serious, right? But then also, let's be real. The world is crazy. Within the last couple of weeks, there have been a lot of things that have been happening that has triggered stress within us, right? Life is stressful. You open your phone, you see the headline in the news, you see stuff on social media, you might get a text message or something, a call from someone. Our life is filled with stress. We turn on the TV, personal experiences, student loans, affirmative action, all these different things. Everything in life can be very, very overwhelming, right? But I'm here to tell you that even though it's stressful, we should still have more fun. When we talk about play, right, we think of fun as a reward, usually. Usually we're saying, we're going to have fun after I do X, Y, and Z. As a reward, I'm going to take myself out. As a reward, I'm going to take myself shopping, or I'm going to go on vacation, right? Even in our work culture, it's this idea of earning, putting in to finally take some out, take some joy out. We're muscling through, depending on what job you have, we're muscling through 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week, doing things we don't really want to do, being very comfortable with forcing ourselves to show up in spaces we don't want to be in. And then we say, it's okay, we're waiting for Friday, we're waiting for Saturday, or waiting for the paycheck, right? We're taught and programmed to seek reward for our suffering. And so then a lot of times I think that we see fun and play and even leisure, right, as something to be earned as opposed to something to just take part of because it's available. It's always available. Yes. So the definition of play. Let's talk about the definition. Engaging in an activity for enjoyment or recreation rather than a serious or practical purpose, right? And the first time I had this conversation on Stephanie's channel, I was like, everything doesn't have to be practical. Like everything doesn't have to be about utility and about being effective and, efficient, right? But then I also thought about it like, why can't play and fun be practical? Let's look up the definition of practical. But why can't play and fun be seen as practical? Let's see. Practical. Of or concerned with the actual doing or use of something rather than with theory or ideas, right? So people like to use practicality to say, oh, having fun is not practical. It's not realistic, right? That's just a dream. But no, play can be used, right? Play can be used as a healing tool, as a tool for building community, all these different things. So play can be practical. So I just want to add that in there because I changed my mind. The definition of fun: enjoyment, enjoyment, amusement, lighthearted pleasure, amusing, entertaining, and enjoyable. Joy, a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. A feeling of great pleasure and happiness. And I want to ask you, like, how many times during the week do you have feelings of great pleasure or happiness, or enjoyment, amusement, lighthearted pleasure, right? Leisure, amusing entertainment, enjoyable moments? Or do you feel like everything has to be hard and difficult? And if you do, you're not alone, because so did I. I used to think that same way. But at this point, I believe that joy is the way. Joy doesn't harm others. Joy radiates from me to other people, right? And it sets others free. Me being joyful allows me to show up in places better, allows me to love people better, allows me to love myself better, right? When I have my cup filled, when I'm taking care of myself, I'm able to then serve other people. But it just makes life better for living. And joy resonates with other people, right? And resonating with someone might be them having fun. You know what I'm saying? It might be them having fun with you or them being inspired to have fun, but it could also rub people the wrong way, because how dare you have fun? How dare you set aside time for leisure and play? How dare you not be working hard like me? But I really do believe that the more that we take part in pleasure and joy, we give other people the freedom and the permission to also take part in joy and freedom by showing them, Black woman, you don't have to suffer to have fun. You don't got to suffer to do something you love. Like, what you love doesn't have to be dessert. You know what I'm saying? Like, your life in general can be beautiful. Like every day you can take part in joy. And even working, we'll get to that in a second, but working itself doesn't have to be laborious. We think it has to be hard, but what if we do things in a pleasurable and fun way? Let's talk about it. Let's see what y'all are saying. Yay. Yes, please, if you like the video, please press like. It really helps. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Hi, Vivian. Hi. Hi, the American woman. I see you. Oh, this is nice. I'm happy. That makes me happy. Hello, Alicia. Thanks. Your message right on time per usual. I'm happy. Great. I'm glad. Hopefully after this conversation, we can all go play. We can all do something fun. I would love that. Ooh, this is interesting timing with how people online are upset with Janelle Monáe right now. Uh-oh. People take everything seriously. Everything seriously. Hi. Hello, Celeste, 930. Baby, I'm going to have fun in my own way regardless. I know that's right. JD, I hope I'm saying that right. JDB draws. The society wants to ish on me, but I refuse to ish on myself. I know I deserve to live a good life and carry myself like it. I know that's right. And you do deserve. Absolutely, you deserve. Why can't play be practical? Yeah, great question. Even greater answer. Yes, it can. I haven't felt pure joy in a while. Yeah, that's honest. That's honest. Hi, Nicole. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Alexis, it's good to see you. Good morning. Speaking of fun, last night I had some fun with my friends Marquita and Alexis. So shout out to y'all. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Hi, good morning. I am excited for this live. Me too. Hi, Shadell. Hey. Hi, Monique. Oh, yay. I'm glad that you enjoyed my book. I appreciate that. I put out a book called Black Girl Creative, and it is available on Amazon, Audible, Kindle, and paperback. So please enjoy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And hello. The Kamisi Project, I hope I'm saying that right. It's good to see you. All right, let's get into it. Like I said, life is stressful. Like, life can be really, really stressful, right? And we talked about the definitions of play. But I want us to go all the way back to being a child. Because when we were children, we didn't have to learn how to play, right? We didn't need permission to play. If we had a fork and a spoon, if we had covers, a table and a chair, right? If we had blades of grass, we're going to figure out a way to play. We're going to figure out a way to have fun. When you're a child, you're prioritizing pleasure and joy and fun. But the older we get, the more we're told, hey, you got to be serious now, right? You got to be serious. And it's kind of jarring because as a child growing up, there was a lot of emphasis put on like dreaming and believing and having fun and all these different things, right? But then as you get older, you're told that it's not adult or mature for you to dream, for you to have fun. You're an adult now, so now you got to pull your weight. You're an adult now, so now you have to work, right? Now you have to earn, right? Rest, leisure, respect, fun. I think about even being in elementary school, right? We're doing all this work to earn the gold star, to earn the 100 or whatever the reward was. And we carry that same training in our lives, right? We're doing stuff, whether people see it or not, to tell ourselves that we are then deserving and worthy of joy and play and fun. You know what? I deserve this brunch because I had a hard week. Even if you didn't have a hard week, you still deserve that brunch, right? I deserve, to get my feet rubbed at the shop up the street because I've been walking on these things all week. Your feet are yours. They're precious. Why don't they deserve, care and rubbing? I don't know. These examples. But either way, like we're taught that we have to earn enjoyment. And that thinking gets ingrained in our minds that we feel guilt around indulging too long or staying too long or extending a vacation or telling someone no because you want to go rollerblade instead of whatever the heck they want to do, right? We feel like there's a lot of guilt and shame that I feel like Black women are very familiar with. I feel like Black women know shame very intimately. And so we're always doing the work of trying to prove to people that we're worth something, right? Even if we don't outrightly say it, like we're trying to prove that we're worthy of respect, love, joy, peace, safety, all these different things, protection, right? You look online, there's no end of people saying why Black women don't deserve X, Y, and Z. And so we kind of internalize that same beliefs. Like we look at this stuff and we know that it's wrong, but then in our own lives, we delay gratification. We delay pleasure and joy and enjoyment. We say, when I do this, then I can. When you're worthy right now and today. Oh, yay. Oh, yes, absolutely. You can get a link. Oh, thank you, Jamal. Jamal, share the link down below. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the link to the Black Girl Creative book. So thank you, Jamal. I appreciate you. Okay. I got notes, y'all, so I'm going with my notes. So yes, when you go into a classroom and you ask a child, who's a good singer? Everybody raises their hand. When you ask a child, who's a good painter? Everybody raises their hand. Who's a good person? Everybody raises their hand, right? But as you get older and you go to those same classrooms, first grade, second grade, third grade, there's less and less hands. There's less and less belief in self and belief in their ability, but also like their worthiness, right? Their worthiness. I'm not good enough yet. I don't know. I'm not as good as this person. This person's better than me. Like we learn competition in grade school. And probably before then, but grade school is a great place to learn how to compete with people. Like this is the A star, this is the A plus person in your class. This is the person that we're grading, our curves are based off of this person, right? And so we're measuring ourselves. I don't have a gold star. I don't have a gold sticker. You realize that this person gets more attention because they're doing X, Y, and Z. They're such a hard worker. They're so committed, Anyway, so that's what we start to strive towards. But kids believe that they can do anything and that they're worthy of anything. Think of babies. When they're born, they're kicking and screaming, begging for your attention. They're not saying, this is why I'm worthy. No, they're like, feed me, love me, play with me, pay attention to me. They don't care. Children don't care. They're prolific. And I really think that children can be our mentors in learning how to have fun again. They're not concerned with comparing themselves to others or meeting an expectation until they're taught to meet an expectation, right? Until we, adults, teach them that they have to care. As we age, we get too serious with life. We put away childish things and stop having fun. But what makes something childish? What is that? Obviously, there are things that are done that are immature, but what makes things childish? I think we have a wrong definition. We're all kids, right, in these fancy suits that we're wearing as adults. We're all playing pretend. We are still those children in those pictures in grade school, right? We're still those same people. We're just in bigger bodies and more developed brains and bigger ideas, right? And we have the ability to do the things that our child self wants to do. But oftentimes we put it off because we say that we're not worthy of it. We're unwilling to give ourselves that permission that we're looking for in other adults, in other people. Yes. I think about how silly, I wrote this down. I think about how silly we look to God, right? To ourselves, pretending that we have it all together to be so serious and pretending like jumping in the leaves are not fun or playing tag is not fun or hide and go seek or whatever, or being embarrassed for your what you enjoy. What happened? Why did we stop playing and having fun? Black women, specifically, often have to grow up pretty fast because of home situations and because of how society sees us. We're told that we have to grow up. Because how long do Black women really get to be children? At what age did you really feel like you had to grow up, and to know better? For me, I think around like 7, 8. I feel like I had to grow up pretty fast. And at what age are we introduced to adult themes, things too big for us to carry or handle? And they use this like age old saying, like women mature faster than boys. I don't think that's true. I think that there is some science behind it, kind of. But I think what really happens is that men are given more room to explore, to have fun, to make mistakes, to not be correct, to not have to show up in the world correctly, right? A lot of that pressure gets put on women. You got to dress this way to be respectable. You got to, be respectable. You have to act this way. You can't be too assertive. You got to shrink down, but don't shrink too much, because if you don't go for what you need, that's your fault too. It's a lot of shame and blame that's put on Black women that I feel like men don't really have to deal with. One, patriarchy, but also like a lot of men are coddled in ways that like women are not cared for, you know? And so this is just my own personal experience and my own thoughts. But for women, the bar is set really, really high. It's really, really high, right? And there is no grace for Black women. We don't get to say, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens if I do X, Y, and Z. It's a lot of pressure put on us to have it all together, right? And the question I want to ask you is, when was the last time you actually played? Like, didn't do something for someone else, for them to see you or approve of you, or for a paycheck, I don't know, or for likes, views, or whatever. When was the last time you actually had fun just by yourself, just to have fun, or with other people? I wait for some answers, but I would love to hear from you. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yay, Nicole says yesterday. I love that. I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's all a part of the system, and we have to unlearn this mindset every day, 1000%. Mika says, that's why I'm so joyful to see these adult recess events happening now, right? I want to go. I want to go. I play with these schmens. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. That's funny. That's funny. Hi, Lavendula. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, 7. Around 7, growing up. And then, like, you think about things like, getting your cycle and all these different things that you have to grow up now, We are the accumulation of the ages we were. I love that. I love that. And that means that the 5-year-old is valid even in a 33-year-old body, right? Like the 5-year-old me still has wants and needs, and it didn't just disappear with my age. It's like, no, if anything, now I'm able to give that 5-year-old version of myself what she needs. And if that's play, if that's nothing at all, sitting down, if it's a hug, I'm able to do that now, and I should give myself that thing. Yes, being embarrassed. Yes, being embarrassed for your likes and your hobbies and your wants, and people. If you have a Lego set, build a Lego set or a train set or whatever people are into. Like, do the thing that makes you happy. Ooh, this. Why do people assume that God has no sense of humor? Like, you can't joke or have fun. Exactly. They think God is this, I don't know, very serious person. Like, first of all, God gave us laughter. God gave us the ability to feel pleasure and joy. Also, God built this beautiful world around me, and I'm going to enjoy every part of it. And I've said this before, like, I feel like joy and me enjoying my life is an act of worship to God. It's a thank you to God. Thank you for these trees that I'm sitting under. Thank you for this grass that I'm grounding on. Thank you for the sun that feels so good on my skin. Thank you for my friends that make me laugh and hold space for me. Right? Thank you for people who see me. Like, why wouldn't God want us to enjoy this beautiful life? Anyway, let's see what else y'all are saying. I agree with you, Nicole. Yes. Oh, yay. I played hide and seek with my nieces yesterday. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yay. About 2 weeks ago. That's still good. That's still good. Again, there's no shame in these answers. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious because I want you to hear yourself say it. Even if you haven't played in a long time, why is that? And how can we play even today? Yes, I'll start today, the Comfy Bagel. I love that name. I'll start today. Yes, 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 yes. I try to play every day. I give myself permission to explore, fail, and try new things. It's so freeing and fun. I love that. Hi, Albert. Welcome, welcome. I took a nap yesterday and didn't feel guilty for not being productive enough, so I played today. So today I'll play. I love that. I love that. I go kayaking on an inflatable kayak. That sounds fun. I want to try that. I'd like to try that. I don't know about around here though, because all we got is the Anacostia. So I don't know. OMG, I think God has a great sense of humor. Hello? Like, if we're talking about the creator of humor itself, the creator of laughter, like, God has to be hilarious. God has to be hilarious. If we are reflections of God and people are funny, that means that God has to be the most, like, the funniest. You know what I mean? So, yes. Joy is a fruit of the spirit. It definitely is. Epic studies. Hello, hello. Wait, I lied. A couple of days ago with my nephews. Okay. I also gained a cute chocolate little honorary niece. That's so beautiful. I love that. I love that. Grounding in my backyard listening to this. Awesome. Yay. I'll probably go out later and do it. It's hot today. But yes, yes. Mara says, I went to my first concert last month by myself. There's this event coming up in North Carolina. It is a lounge, but they're going to play Disney songs all night. That sounds like so much fun. I got so excited when I saw that event. Exactly, like that feeling, right? That feeling that this event like evokes, like that emotion, that like yes, joy, safety, freedom. I agree. Enjoying life and appreciating the beauty of life is a way to say thank you to God for this beautiful life and world. Absolutely. Yesterday with my son, I love that. Yes, Leisha, I concluded that enjoying myself is a form of gratitude for my life. Exactly. Like we really think that God is pleased with us like delaying joy. It's like someone handing you a gift and saying, here, enjoy this. And you're like, no, I'll put this in my closet and I'll wear it for special occasions. Like, and even there's been a lot of content around that too. Like your life is a special occasion. You don't have to wait for the fancy thing to happen or for someone else to honor. A day in your life is a special occasion because your days are not guaranteed. It's cheesy, but it's true. And if that is true, then put on your best dress. Take out the fancy thing that you say for special occasions, right? That gift that you're given. It's like God gave us this beautiful gift, right? And we're like, it's been 5 years and we haven't taken it out. We put it in the closet. And then God comes and say, hey, where is that gift I gave you? And you're like, oh, well, I haven't really used it because I don't know. I guess I'm not really worthy of it. And if you gave someone a gift and they didn't use it and you thought they would really enjoy it, you might feel away. You might feel away, right? Maybe you might feel away because you're like, I thought about this. I handmade this for you. Like I hand painted this for you and you don't even appreciate it. And I really feel like we do the same thing. Like God created all these beautiful feelings and colors and tastes and, people. And we're just like, I'll delay. It's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have thoughts, but those are my thoughts. I do know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm going to see Nick Hakim this Tuesday with my daughter and close friends. Looking forward to musical immersion and joy. I gotta look that person up, but that sounds like fun. Ooh, I took my son to Chuck E. Cheese and we had a blast. First of all, I love the emphasis on we. Absolutely. Because you're paying for it. You might as well enjoy it too. I'm naturally silly and fun without trying. This is right up my alley because I'm looking at ways to teach women to have fun without worrying about what other people think of them. Yes, please do this. Please do this. Luggage chick travels. Please do this. Taking pleasure in doing things I love and also resting feels so good. Yes, yes. We are the occasion. We are. Like your life. Like when we really think about what it takes to conceive and to bring someone into the world, right? I think it's like 1 in 400 trillion chances. 1 in 400 trillion chances of you being conceived and born. That's no accident. So every day you live is a special occasion because you made it. You made it. All right. Let me get back to my notes and then we'll come back. Oh, no. I see more stuff. I think it's person who said joy is the true spiritual energy. I love that. Yes. London, hi. Tennis yesterday. Yes, I love tennis. I love tennis. A lot of laughter, imperfect play in hot weather. Yeah, reminisced about drinking from the water hose and staying outside until the street lights came on. Right? I love that. Yeah, we just want to have fun and a good time. That's it. That's it. As a nurse, I've seen people at their end. They always wish for more fun, more freedom to have enjoyed whatever they wanted. Never more degrees, success, or money. I love this. Thank you for sharing this. I'm gonna keep this up too, because this is a great point. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna look him up. Yes. Let's see. Yes, have fun, ladies. Patriarchs and racists and classists will take it away if you don't. That part. You gotta protect your joy and your fun. You do. You do. Okay. So thank you for answering that. The last time you played. The last time you played. Like I said, the definition of play is to engage in activity for enjoyment and recreation rather than serious or practical purpose. And I put away practical because I think fun and play is practical. But the idea is like it's the opposite of work, right? And for me, I had to define what work meant. And work for me means doing anything for someone else for something in exchange. And that can be money, it could be accolades, it could be views, likes, whatever. Like doing something to gain something, right? That's work to me. And so for you, it might be a different definition. But I wrote down when you work, you're doing something for the exchange of something for someone else or something else. And play can turn into work when it's monetized or shared for likes, etc. So you got to be careful. But a huge part of creativity and healing is play and fun. Play is not frivolous, immature, or childish. It's one of the bravest things that you can do. As a grown Black woman, it's one of the bravest things that you can do is play. The world is so serious and heavy. We know. We're Black women in Black women bodies. We know how serious and hard life can be. But when we make that choice to, even in spite of oppression or judgment or whatever it is from other people, when you decide to still take part in pleasure and joy, it's a radical act. And it's an act of faith. It's an act of faith. And it kind of supports this belief that you are worthy and deserving. Even though these people say that you're not, you're taking a stand for yourself and saying, actually, I am worthy of good experiences and joy and pleasure. Actually, right? But on a serious note, and you're a nurse, Nicole, stress is a killer. So all the stress that we take in, we don't even really, I don't think that we do a good job of like really taking inventory of the stress that we're exposed to on a daily basis. Like microaggressions, and I use quotes because I don't think those are micro, but microaggressions or the news, content online. We're constantly being fed stuff that is stressful to the body. And when not dealt with, stress will kill you. It will kill your body. It will kill your joy. It will kill your dreams, your relationships. Stress is a killer. And choosing joy, like I said, is a brave choice in such a rigid and harmful world, right? And we're going to talk more about the consequences. Let's see. So I say play, fun, and joy are a matter of life and death. It's that serious. Play, fun, and joy, and leisure, and rest, and all those other things are a matter of life and death. It's that serious. There are consequences of not pursuing joy, fun, and creativity. Black women, right, in this country, Black women's leading causes of death in this country, heart disease, cancer, stroke. Obviously, like all these things can be linked directly to stress, along with other things like the food, but also like our food is stressed. Our food is like the land that we live on. The land is stressed. The air is stressed, right? There's so many stressful things around us. We're consuming, we're taking in, we're seeing. And do we really think that this stress that we experience every day won't have an effect on our bodies, on our minds, on our ability to think beyond where we are right now? America and Western culture is so hard on our bodies, minds, and spirits. We talk about Black excellence and how I'm just like very anti-Black excellence. I get the idea. I understand the importance, but I'm also against a culture where we're trying to take Americanism, capitalism, patriarchy, all these ableism, all these other things and try to repackage it and sell it back to Black people as if it's good, as if capitalism wasn't built off of the backs of enslaved Africans and also indigenous folks, right? Like there's no way that we got to gut the system. That's where I'm at, right? There's no like repackaging and no. All these things lead to death. Like the foundation of this country is death, is stress, And we think that by being more stressed is going to bring us any good. It doesn't make any sense. So America and Western culture, like I said, is so hard on our bodies, minds, and spirits. But we have to save ourselves. Play more, have more fun, linger longer, hang around people that feel good to you, to your soul, to your body. We need an emotional release valve. And shout out to Jamal, my husband. He talks about that, having an emotional release valve, having something like when we're like pressure cookers, right? And we're like so tight and it's like, oh, student loans, affirmative action, oh, black women ain't blah, blah, blah. And it's more and more pressure. And at some point, we got to turn the dial to release the pressure. And you can do that in a lot of ways, right? But I implore you to do it the healthy way. Playing, having fun, therapy, talking to someone, resting, napping, doing things to save yourself, to save your spirit, your soul, your mind, your body. You have to do the work. You have to participate in the undoing of everything that the system does to us, right? So let's see. Perfectionism, for example. Black women and perfectionism, I feel like, have a very unhealthy relationship because in this culture, we'll never be perfect. First of all, perfection doesn't exist. Let's start there. Perfection is the imperfection of other people. That is perfect. But in this culture that we live in, black women are already born wrong. We're born wrong, right? And so trying to pursue this elusive thing like perfection is exhausting. It's chasing the wind. It's chasing the wind. The most beautiful thing you can do is be like, you know what? Actually, I'm perfect as I am right now. And I'm going to continue to love myself as I am right now. But perfectionism is death. It's a prison in shackles. It's stressful. And stress creates disease, heart disease, cancer, stroke, right? These things that we talked about before. One person that I love in his philosophy is Bob Ross. Bob Ross is one of, I guess, like my childhood, I don't know, mentors, kind of. But I remember passively watching his show where he would paint pictures and he would do something, I guess, like accidentally, and he'll call it like happy accidents, right? It's like, oh, it's fine. Like we'll just take it and do something different with it, right? But when we make mistakes, often, I know for myself, I speak for myself. When I used to make mistakes, and sometimes when I make mistakes now, I see it as a loss. It's all gone. I'm a failure. I'm awful. I'm an awful person. I spiral into like these negative thoughts that aren't even my thoughts. They're thoughts that somebody else gave me and I adopted because I thought it was true, right? I'm awful. I'm an awful person. This is horrible. I spiral. But one thing Bob Ross does is like, actually accidents are going to happen and we can make something beautiful from these accidents. You know, Post-it notes, potato chips, improv, all these things were made on accident. And we use them today. And they're just as valid as things that are made on purpose. And sometimes I also feel like trying to do something on purpose or having like the end goal, if I don't reach this goal, it doesn't count, or I'm not a winner, or I failed. It leaves out all the possibilities of all the things that could happen. Maybe you have the next Post-it note, for example, or the next potato chip. Improv, jazz, right? Jazz is almost accidental music. It's just like, let's just see what happens. Let's vibe. And I want to go back like to that feeling. If you're an adult and you're having problems like playing and having fun and not being perfect and not trying to be correct, I would say be a scientist. Scientists are adults who get to have fun all day long, get to try stuff, get to experiment all day long. Like really think about it. They get paid to play all day. So they think about the scientific process, right? The observation, right? This is interesting. The research that happens. Being taken with something, being enamored with something, right? Like we all know that feeling when you find a new artist or a new song, you're like, oh my God, who is this person? And you do this deep dive, this research. Then you go to the hypothesis. I wonder what would happen if I do X, Y, and Z and add this to that. What would happen then? Trials, permission to play. It's just playing. Trials are like, all right, let's see what happens if I put this and this together. That didn't work. Let's try this and this, right? Conclusions, that didn't work. Or it did. But it's not seen as a failure because at the end of that conclusion, when you realize, this doesn't work, you really understand, one, that there's something else that might work. They don't give up. They keep going. And if you're having difficulty giving yourself permission, be a scientist. They're allowing themselves to be children again, remaining curious, changing their perspectives. As a child, the world looks very different as a child than it does as an adult, right? Exploring, experimenting, and not tying our worth to the outcome of our experiment. That's how we play. They say play isn't for grown-ups apparently, but we take scientists as serious people, very legitimate adults. And sometimes they are, but also sometimes scientists get wrapped up in their findings and in their study and they can't even give themselves permission to play or to wonder or to not have all the answers. So you got to be careful in both instances, right? Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Yes, have fun, have fun. Hi, E. Dunlap. Even those who are spiritual and or religious are out here stealing your joy. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. And they need to be freed too. They need to be freed too. Because I really feel like, especially like with toxic Christian culture, and I'm speaking to toxic Christianity because that's my experience, right? But toxic Christian culture tells us that we have to suffer in order to be worthy, right? Like the more that we suffer, the more holy we become. And it's not true. But we're told that the more we suffer, the more holy we are, and therefore we put off joy, pleasure, and fun. You know, and so even some people saying stuff to us, they might not mean any harm by it. They might just be caught up in religiosity. They might be caught up in unsound doctrine, you know, and so they're projecting that stuff onto us, and we don't have to accept it. We don't. Melanated folks feeling joyful. Can't wait till it feels fully normal again. Yeah, I'm enjoying being surprised where we're able to embrace Black joy in the moment. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, gnarly Zood. This right here on time for me. I'm currently working on creating a healthy balance between resting and just getting out there. I really look forward to what else you have to share as well as chat. Okay, awesome. Glad that you're here. Let's see. Down to earth. Hi. I'm older and getting ready to join the 40 plus double Dutch club. That's so dope. That's exciting. They get together to play hula hoop, jump rope, jacks, etc. Older women having fun. I love that. I love that. I'll be sharing the song Enough soon. I'm actually in the process of recording songs, so I'll be sharing it soon. Thanks for asking. I'm moving today, and I'm trying to get into the play mindset and enjoy the privilege of moving. Ooh, from one space to another. That's good. The privilege of moving. That's dope. We are worthy, period. God sure does think so. Absolutely. Yes, stress kills. It will shut down your organs. Yes. You better preach. Listen, I need to hear this. I need to remind myself too. Yes. No more working us like mules just because of our pain, because our pain threshold is high. We're not meant to stress every day. This is the thing. Yes. Yes to this. Also, we've been taught to take way more pain than we should. We've been taught to normalize pain that's not normal. I think obviously for Black folks in this country, we've kind of obviously got the short end of the stick. And so our threshold for pain seems higher because we've been in pain for so long. But it's a lie that we can take more pain. It's just what we're used to. And so we really gotta, when I really think about it, I'm like, wow, this country is way more evil than we think it is. It's way more evil than we think it is when you really think about it. And I think for us, obviously, our ancestors surviving, they didn't have the luxury of being able to say like, oh, this is painful, this hurts. Or maybe they did say it's painful, but nobody cared. You know what I mean? But we have a privilege in this point to get together, in this space to be like, actually, no, that's not normal and it's not okay. And we shouldn't normalize this. So yes, we're not meant to stress every day. It's not normal for anybody. It's not. Hi, Adeline. Adeline Uwiwi? I hope I'm saying this right. I'm North African living in France. Hi. Okay, oui. Okay. I've been raised hearing you have to do more. You have to do more like all of you. Thank you for making us remember that play and joy are political. That part. Yes. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Hi, Savannah and Madeline, mom in mid-30s. Yes. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, stress will take you out quick. Rest is important. Do less and don't apologize for it. Period. Period. Speak Alicia, we are taking back our health on my channel. I love that. Yes, please check out Nicole. Please, please. We ain't got time to be working ourselves to an early grave. That part. I was doing my ancestry, and I've talked about this before, but I was doing my ancestry, and a lot of my ancestors passed away from heart disease, whether heart attacks or heart failure, these kinds of things. They were overworked. And I think one of the best ways that I can honor them is by not working so hard, because they gave me the ability to not have to work so hard, if that makes sense, right? Like all their effort do not go to me. It would be in vain for me to work myself to death when my ancestors did that for me. I think the best thing that we can do for our ancestors is rest, right? Rest, but also like play, have more fun, give ourselves permission to be human and experience all of our human emotions. So yes. I'm not sure I could marry into a family that puts productivity on a pedestal, because I'm not trying to spend the rest of my weekends worrying about whether they respect my value or not. No, ma'am. That part. And yes, That's difficult, right? Because that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of stress. Like it's mental space. Worrying about what other people think about you. So yes, if you don't want to be connected to those people, don't. Do not. Both scenarios will cause stress, but striving for more and more is stressful. It is. Yep. I think Black women are so perfect. Yes, yes. Oh, perfect morning for this morning. For me. Thanks for being. Oh, thank you. Oh, video. Okay, got you, got you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. I used to watch him, Bob Ross. I used to love watching him. I tried to paint the way he did. He made it look so easy, but it was hard. Yes. Yes, he had years and years and years of practice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Let me get back to my notes. All right. Let's talk about it. I don't even know where we left off. Okay, yes. Bob Ross. All right. We spend so much time being stressed, performing for others. We're always filtering ourselves. We're always in this world where we have to mask in certain ways. We got to carry armor, right? In our jobs, depending on what job you have, your job, your family, society. We carry armor protecting ourselves from the world, but it weighs us down. It's heavy. We underestimate how much stress and pressure we're constantly exposing ourselves to. When when we do finally get a chance to release, play, and have fun, when is that? When is that time? It's like, no, you got to be serious. You got to climb the ladder. You got to be hustling and grinding. When is the end? Here in this country, there is no end. It just keeps going and going and requiring more. And the higher you get, the higher level you get, the more they demand of you, right? That's just my own thoughts. But yes, we underestimate again how much stress and pressure we're constantly exposing ourselves to. And what happens when we don't seek fun, play, pleasure, or joy? Sometimes we find cheap replacements or outlets that don't satisfy, right? Drinking, smoking, overeating, eating my feelings. I do that, eating my feelings. Empty things that don't satisfy, but give us some sort of feeling, like some sort of feeling of reward. I deserve this. It's almost like we hoard, we wait, we delay, we hold on, we build all these stressful situations and painful situations until it explodes. Either we get sick or we get burned out or we do something destructive, right? Because we're not releasing as we should. And then it can show up in different ways, coping with things, the best way that we know how. I know a lot of my elders and ancestors did that. A lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, right? Having fun when they can, finding empty corners. But even in all that, they still found time to have fun. They still had card parties and they still sat on the porch with their friends and they still did what they needed to do to have fun because having fun is necessary. It's not extra. It's not extra. Even the changes we want to make won't stick in our lives without pleasure, play, or joy. Think about it. You don't want to do that diet, girl. You don't want to do that diet. Why? Because it's not fun. You don't, for me. I talk about the gym all the time. I hate the gym. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. And because it's not fun, I don't stick with it. I don't show up. But if I made exercising something I have to do or I should do to be healthy, if I made that fun, I would show up more. So like I said before, I'm starting roller skating. I want to swim more. I want to dance. I like walking, right? I like playing sports. And those are fun for me. And those are ways to make sure that I'm still moving my body in ways that feel good and I'm being consistent. So everything doesn't have to be hard or fun. CrossFit don't look fun to me. It don't. So I don't do it. Yes. So if we're working out in a way that doesn't bring us joy, we will quit. If we're eating food that doesn't bring us joy, we will not stick to that diet change. Our life starts feeling hard and ridiculously and unrealistically rigid because the culture we live in sucks the joy out of everything. Rushing, right? Black excellence, vacationing. We feel like we have to earn our vacation. Everything is so serious and heavy. Political, cultural, stress on every side. And choosing joy in your everyday life is radical. There are so many benefits to play. And we're going to talk about that in a second, but first I want to see what y'all are saying. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love writing songs and talking in metaphors. I love that too. It's fun. Please share some with us. Yeah, I don't do suffering. I'm trying not to do suffering. I can't say that I don't do suffering. I'm trying to get like you. Afternoon roses. That sounds beautiful. But I'm trying not to suffer so much. Yeah. That's how I feel about work. People are so scared to try something new. They stay where they're miserable. Yeah. Because what do they say? It's like the hell you know versus the one you don't or something like that. Like it's the familiarity. It's like, oh, I guess it's not too bad. I'll just suffer through it. It's like, no, but you could have more. You could have different. You could actually love love the work that you do. You can actually like enjoy serving people or even just like it a little bit. You know, you don't have to be miserable. Having fun can cause you to discover a fun hobby. Exactly, exactly. Science is stressful. Fair. Fair. But just like the idea of science, right? The observing, the doing the things, like that's fun. That can be fun. If we choose to be scientists of joy in our own lives, a researcher of joy, why not? Por qué no? Mara, so cool. Yes, yes. Long suffering is for the birds, for sure. I feel that if you have to work out, okay, if I have to work out, I have to make it fun. Yes. Okay, yes, Cherie, exactly. So I've been doing Zumba and roller skating at the beach this summer. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thanks so much for the stream. Today is my little last day as a 30-year-old. Yay! Happy early birthday, by the way. But overthinking my fun activities here in Panama. Yeah, yeah. Happy early birthday, by the way. Yes, yes. Yes, we've been conditioned to think suffering is normal. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. The ups and downs of life, yeah, are hard enough. We must be intentional about creating joy and leaving space for ease. Absolutely. Oh, I don't know what I said or whoever what said. Please share. Yes, I literally went on a walk yesterday and I thought my ancestors weren't even allowed to walk in peace. So let me be grateful to do so. That part, right? The little things. The little thing. Like it's little, using air quotes, but they're huge. They're huge things. On the topic of wanting Black girls to mature faster, I legit remember being in elementary school and my mom shaming for being goofy, basically being exactly what I was, a child. I feel you. I feel you. We're taught to, again, Black girls are taught to grow up very quickly. I have a lot of thoughts on that. Maybe that's a whole other stream. Yeah, because I feel like there's so many of us with like Black girls that never got justice or that never had someone in their corner. Black girls who had to grow up too fast, and it's like justice for them. Let's heal that, right? That idea of like being correct and that being a way to save yourself from shame or abuse or trauma or neglect or something, right? Like there's a lot there. So yes, I agree. Hi, Merlin Hines, excuse me. Ran across your channel for the first time and saw you were live. Hi. Love you and your channel so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I'm definitely an emotional eater. Yeah. When I want like heavy stuff, I want a hug. That's what I really want. I want comfort. And I don't think anything's necessarily wrong with that, like eating for joy, eating for pleasure and comfort. But I think it can get bad. Obviously, anything can get bad when it's done in excess. So yes. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Yes, the devil you know. Yes, it's the devil you know versus the one you don't. Yep, I hated my old job so much, and now I make sure I have fun on my job. So I became a kindergarten teacher. Excuse me, I can't speak. I love it. I have a blast with the kids and get summers and holidays off. I know that's right. Kids are a blast. They're fun. They're fun. Yay, welcome. Yes. I'm so glad I found your channel. Your energy is so healing. I'm glad. Thank you for coming and being here. Yes, happy birthday above Ruby's TV. Happy birthday. I'll be down to listen to that stream as well about Black girls not being able to be goofier like children. Yes, we got to talk about it. It often feels like I have to earn my relaxation and rest because my ancestors worked so hard and led more difficult lives than I do. Yes. And I think that's a natural response, like that feeling of guilt or like, I got to work hard because they worked hard, right? But they also worked hard because they really weren't given another chance to. Like our ancestors really did work hard, but they were put in systems that exploited their labor, excuse me. They worked in systems that exploited their labor. And so we don't want to do the same. And I feel like by honoring them, it's like I can honor them and still choose to experience the joy and the bliss that I know that they would want for me. They did that so that I could be joyful and happy. You know, I don't think our ancestors want us dying of heart attacks like they did. They don't want us, allowing stress to take us up out of here. If we can carry their legacy and honor them, I feel like we honor them with our joy and our good health, and our good relationships and the goodness that we leave in the world. But we can't leave goodness in the world if we're always stressed or tired or exhausted or worn down, if that makes sense. So yes. This ties in organically with your live regarding people pleasing. I'm glad. Oh, I'm glad that y'all found this channel too. I'm happy that y'all are here. Thank you for being here. And my niece is 11 and she's goofy. She does competitive dance, loves acting, and we support her in all of it. I love that. Keep supporting her, please. That's how you change the world. Keep supporting her. Yes. Okay. Now let's talk about the benefits of play, joy, and fun. Not that you necessarily need them, but the benefits. Here we go. Physical. So Joy, play, and fun add to your well-being and your wealth. So physically, lower stress, lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol, less tension in your body, right? Releases dopamine, relaxes facial muscles. You're not frowning, and sometimes I catch myself I catch myself frowning or furrowing my brow. I also have TMJ, and I've talked about this before. My TMJ was, they say it's like stress. It was caused by stress because I clench my teeth like this. And so like whenever I chew now, it clicks because I have TMJ. But stress will wear your body out. It will. But also having more fun protects your heart. Less chance of heart attack and stroke. Provides you mental clarity. We're going to mental stuff now. Mental clarity. Combats depression and anxiety. Calms the nervous system. Spiritually. Connection to God. Connection with yourself. Having more fun. There are things we want to try but we're afraid of, but breakthrough is on the other side of play, experimentation, and fun. So some dreams we have for ourselves, we're like, I could never do this, or this seems too big for me. Do it in a fun way. Breakthrough might be on the other side. Maybe joy is the way, right? Maybe you don't have to do things the hard way. So I literally am going live right now because I was planning on recording a pre-recorded video, but it felt hard. I was like, I got to write down notes. I hope what I'm saying is correct. I don't want to stumble over my word. I don't want to edit. It's just too much, right? So I said, you know what? Let's do it the fun and easy way. Let's just go live, because I usually don't go live on Saturdays. But I said, instead of me pre-recording a video to release tomorrow, just record it today. And people who haven't watched it today can watch it tomorrow. And tomorrow you can just do stuff, you know? So like, yes, things that we want to try, but we're afraid of and breakthrough on this other side of play, experimentation, fun, and joy. Freedom of rigidity is on the other side. That feeling of like, I can't do this because we talk about people pleasing, the box that people pleasing puts you in, the snare, the trap, how you feel trapped and stuck and anxious, like you can't do. When you give yourself grace to play, the pressure is off. It doesn't have to be good in their eyes. You just want to enjoy it, enjoy the process, enjoy what you're creating. But it doesn't have to be difficult to count. It could be fun and be valid, right? Self-love is on the other side of play, and joy, and fun. Self-care is play and joy and fun. There are answers on the other side of play, joy, and fun. We talk a lot about ease here, but a lot of us are white knuckling through life. We're like holding on to life like this, like everything has to work out ahead, like very rigid, right? Very, very rough with ourselves, forcing things to happen. What happens if we soften and allow and play? Answers come. But sometimes we can't even hear the answers because we're taking up so much room in our brains, thinking about things we can't control, thinking about people we can't control. When one thing that we can do is play and have more fun. That's one thing that we can do to have more control. Okay. Ideas come from me when I'm spending time in nature and being, playing and experimenting. I figure out what works and what works for me by playing. Again, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be correct. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not be correct in their eyes. It's okay to guess and learn along the way. That's what scientists do. They make observations, they make a judgment based on their observations, and they see what happens, right? What if Black women gave themselves the same grace to do that? To not have to be everything for everybody, to not have to have everything figured out, to not know what tomorrow is going to bring and still show up and enjoy the day anyway. To not stress about what happens tomorrow because I can't control tomorrow. I'm not there. What would life look like? Would we feel at ease? Maybe not at first, because as a recovering, control freak, all the things, it's not easy at first, obviously. Like, oh my God, there's so many other things I could be doing instead of playing Scrabble. There's so many other things I could be doing besides walking. I could be trying to save my own life. But playing, relaxing, releasing creates space and time for new ideas to come and flow. Some of my best ideas come in the shower, or driving, or brushing my teeth, doing stuff that takes me out of trying to control everything. Basic stuff. Jumping rope, walking in nature. That's when the ideas and sometimes the breakthrough comes. But me forcing it and trying to make stuff happen, it's not working. So wouldn't it be best to just relax and release for a second? Because everything in this moment is okay. There's a meditation by Kyle Cease, and he talks about that. Like, everything in this moment is okay. All the things I'm stressing about usually are not happening right now. It's usually stuff that has happened or things that are happening in the future. But in this moment, I am okay. I have everything I need. I have breath in my lungs. My blood is working. My heart is pumping, right? Like, I'm okay. I'm clear. I'm here. I have water to drink. I have a roof over my head, like the basic stuff. My needs are met. I'm fine in this moment. And since I'm fine in this moment, maybe I can give myself permission to play because I'm not doing as bad as I think I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually not doing that bad. I'm okay. Maybe to other people's standards, I might not be doing what they want me to do or what they think I should be doing, but I'm good right now. I have everything I need. I have everything I need. And I think when we take ourselves out of the future or the past and put ourselves in this moment, that's how we can start to enjoy ourselves, because there's always going to be something else you could be doing. You know, there's always going to be something you could be cleaning or fixing or laboring. There's no end to labor, right? But there's also like beauty in you taking joy in the moment, and also understand joy is not frivolous, because joy sets yourself free, but also others, and it serves others too. It serves others too. So I'm learning roller skating outside, right? And there are women that I want to share. One of her names is Deja Does It, I believe. And she roller skates. And I'm watching her videos and like watching her tutorials and trying to learn how to like roller skate well and like do the backward tricks and stuff. And hopefully I'll be able to share that vlog tomorrow, but of me skating for the first time outside. But like, you know, she might have thought like, this is frivolous, this is stupid. But she's helping me by pursuing her own joy. Right? So don't ever underestimate the power that your joy and your pleasure and your fun can have on other people. Again, when you're well rested and at peace and having fun, you're a fun person to be around. You're helping other people feel loved and seen. You're able to be present in the moment. We all know what it's like when we're talking to somebody and we know they're not really listening. We know how small we feel when that happens. But imagine like just being in the moment, having fun with your people, how life-changing that is for your friend to feel heard by you or your lover or your parent or whoever, right? Like being in the moment and playing and having fun is a way to be in the moment. When you're building forts or building Lego sets, singing songs, running around playing tag, riding your bike, rollerblading or skating, when you are, you know, jumping rope, doing hopscotch, playing jacks, all these different things, you're in the moment. It's an act of meditation. It brings you in the moment for 5 minutes or 10, however, if you're playing cards, longer than that, right? Like it puts you in the moment, and it's good for your mental health and the mental health of other people, you know? So yes. Lost my notes again. Yes. Okay. Play helps you to learn new things in a pleasurable way. Like children, the best way for children to learn is through play and fun. Children learn through those little, you know, computer games that people are selling, like learn your ABCs and your numbers. And they're learning without knowing that they're learning because they're playing. The same thing happens when kids are playing tag and they're playing house or they're building forts or whatever it is. They're learning how to communicate with people. They're learning how to deal with people. They're learning skills that they're going to use throughout their whole lives. The learning and play doesn't stop as a child. You still learn as you play as an adult. So go back again to the scientists reframe, right? They learn new things all the time through play and experimentation. You also get revitalized joy by being less hard on yourself. We unlearn shame and perfectionism through play. Because when I'm playing, I don't have to be perfect for nobody. Who am I trying to impress? Nobody. When I'm playing Scrabble, who am I trying to impress? Maybe my opponent. But like in real life, you're not really doing stuff for the views or accolades or money or whatever from other people. You're playing, you're having fun. It's not that serious. And so while you're playing, you're creating and carving out a space where you don't have to show up perfect, where you don't have to show up correct. Playing is good for your mental health. I know a lot of people talk about like reconnecting with your inner child, and I do believe that healing your inner child is great work to do, right? But what I also want to offer to you is that you don't need the excuse of an inner child as permission to give yourself time to play and permission to play. You're a human being, right? You deserve softness and you deserve play. And as we grow older, we're taught that play and creativity is to be left behind. Like, forget about it. That's what kids do. That's not what adults do. But I think that's why we're in the mess that we're in now, because adults are being too adult. They're being too adult. They're no longer playing anymore. They're no longer having fun. They're no longer resting or taking care of themselves. So I get it. Again, I understand it. Like the inner child is who you really are. It's who you were before the world told you you had to be somebody else, right? But you are that same person. Where's a picture? I have a picture on my phone of my childhood self as a reminder to myself. Like, this is who I am and this is who I aim to be. Because she was worthy. I have to let's see. There we go. I don't know if y'all can see her. But that is me. I'm the same person. Nothing has changed except my age, my height, my weight. But she is me and she had it right. There was nothing wrong with her. She had all the answers. She had it figured out. She knew back then what I had to re-remember, right? Like she knew we want to sing. We want to love people. We love nature, right? Like we want to create stuff. She knew, but in all my adulting and putting on all this heavy armor that people told me I had to wear to be an adult, this costume of me having it all together, like that felt depressing because I knew this even this idea of like imposter syndrome. A lot of us are just playing pretend and we're calling it imposter syndrome, right? Because when we haven't given ourselves permission to just be children again, but also like maybe you feel like an imposter because you're trying to be someone that you really are not. Maybe who you are isn't who you're trying to be. Maybe you need to go back to who you were before. Right? Maybe that's why you feel that tension and like this tension, or maybe you feel that tension of like, I really want to do this, but I'm afraid of what other people are going to say. I'm afraid of what they're going to say about me. They're going to judge me or whatever. And I get that. That's real. That's real because rejection sucks. But also like you deserve to pursue what you want to pursue in your heart. As long as it don't harm nobody. And I don't mean that they don't like it. I don't mean that they're irritated because you're happy and doing your thing. I mean harm. As long as you're not harming somebody, what's wrong with pursuing that? Why wear a costume that's ill-fitted and makes you feel depressed and heavy when you could just be yourself? Why do that? I get the exchange. We talk about people pleasing. I get it. You want the accolades, you want the love, you want the resources, maybe the protection, maybe the access you get from being liked by everybody. But what good is that if you don't like yourself? What good is that if you're at war with yourself constantly or putting yourself down constantly because you're listening to yourself? When you tell yourself, "No, I can't pursue my dreams because I'm not worth it," you believe yourself. You then feel unworthy. Right? No, I can't rollerblade because I'm gonna look stupid if I try. Okay, now you believe that you look stupid if you try. You're reaffirming what you don't want to believe. Right? I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Let me get back to my notes. But yes. Okay. But you don't need the excuse of an inner child to just have fun, to just be yourself. You don't. You're an adult. And you can still play jacks. You can still do hopscotch and jump rope and ride your bike. Because being an adult is overrated anyway. Being serious is overrated. It's overrated all the time, right? Obviously, there are serious things. But no one's telling you to be harmful, but just to have more fun. You deserve that. As we grow older, we're taught that play, creativity is to be left behind. I don't want to be a fraction of myself. I don't want to fraction myself off and make it make sense to other people, right? I don't, like you're saying like, oh, this is the younger me. This is for my inner child, but I don't want to fraction myself off. No, I want to have fun. Me and my homegirls, me at every age, we want to have fun. So I'm going to go have fun. I feel this calling to me, so I'm going to do it. And I understand because we're given language to use to explain it. But again, I also believe that we don't need to say like, oh, this is for my inner child. This is for me. I'm doing this for me. You feel me? Okay. I hope that makes sense. So yeah. But I understand it. Inner child is about who we really are. Like I said, who you were when you felt safe, right? Before the world taught you who you had to be loved, seen, and valued, and cared for. I honestly believe this is how God wants us to live life. When we're talking about scripture and God saying like, be like children, I feel like this is it, right? Like that's the message. Be like children, be full of wonder and awe and have more fun, be joyful, playful, childlike, light, airy, open, expectant of great things. God makes it so simple, but we make it so complicated. Nature is simple. We talked about that yesterday. Nature is simple. We complicate things. We destroy stuff, trying to make stuff more complicated than it has to be. The design is already perfect. And that to me is a soft life. A lot of people talk about soft life and wonderful, but a lot of it is about like opulence and about like it's classist kind of. For me, a soft life is play, pleasure, and flexibility, being open, creativity, being childlike, expecting great things, expecting the best possible outcome for myself, right? Shout out to Myron Golden. But like this, really walking through life, like, hello, how are you doing? Greeting people, even if they don't greet me back. Having that lightness. That, to me, that is what God wants us to be. That's the original design. We're born children. We're taught to be adults. And being an adult or being adult-like or mature in the way that this society defines it, right? It's hard. It's heavy. It's depressing. It's anxiety inducing. Listening to this, you chasing the wind. Today you gotta invest in this. Tomorrow you gotta invest in this, and you gotta learn this. It's a religion that never satisfies. It exhausts. It's exhausting. And I really feel like God is very simple. Enjoy your life. I was reading through Ecclesiastes, and right now it's one of my favorite books. But talking about why people compete with each other, why people strive to do so much, more. A lot of it is about the views of other people. A lot of stuff we do is not even for us. We don't check in with us. We do stuff because we want other people to see us as valuable and as enough. But what if we knew that we were valuable and enough? Like, knew it in our bones? Like, what if we felt that? And it takes work. And I'm still working to get to that place. We wouldn't do half this stuff because we wouldn't care. We wouldn't care. You think I'm lazy. Okay, great. Now what? You think I'm childish. Okay, I'm happy. I don't have to really consider what you think about me. I don't have to. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying it doesn't suck. But if I knew that I was enough, I would have more fun. I would play more. I would not stress so much. I wouldn't rush myself. I wouldn't push myself so hard. I wouldn't treat myself with such rough hands and rough words. I wouldn't repeat these things that I've been taught that, like, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm not being productive today, so I'm no good. I'm of no use. I wouldn't say any of that because I would never say that to a child. And that child who was me deserves that same love and grace. I would never say that to a child. You're not being productive enough. You stupid. You messed up. You're awful. Everybody hates you. You're a failure. I would never say that to a child. And if I am that same person as the child self, then I should never say that to myself. Because it's not true. It's not true. Now, either I'm lying, right? Or I've been indoctrinated with what other people taught me. And I can choose to put off that stuff. Because it doesn't have to be my truth. Because I don't have to own it. I don't. So yeah, so to me, soft life is play, pleasure, and flexibility, fun, creativity, connection, pacing myself, taking my time, taking the time with myself, even to create a nice meal for myself. That's play for me. That's pleasurable for me. I really realize the reason why I don't like cooking sometimes is because I'm rushing. I'm rushing to put something together. But when I can take my time to cook, I like it. When I can be thoughtful about what I'm putting into my body, I like it. Me and Marquita, shout out to Marquita, and her sister, we went out to eat and we were eating like fresh foods. And there's something about eating well and knowing what you're putting into your body that feels luxurious, right? Like it could be a salad, but you feel good about that thing. Taking your time with yourself, being thoughtful with what you're doing with your body. That feels like luxury to me. That's luxury. It's not really about the money, even though you need money to access the stuff. Let's be clear. But like luxury to me is taking my time with myself, treating myself like a child. That's luxury. That's what luxury is to me. So yes, all of this spills over into your interactions with others as well. So yeah, so even if you're the person that needs to like have a reason, like, well, this isn't benefiting anybody else. I see you. I got you. But when you are more childlike, you show up more open and honest and vulnerable and authentic. And the people in your community appreciate that. You show up more relaxed. You show up more present. You're less tired and fatigued, right? Your permission for joy and play and creativity gives others permission. It inspires others to be a little more kind to themselves, just a little bit. Or just might put a smile on their face, or even just plant a seed. Maybe you don't see it, but maybe it plants a seed in their mind to be like, that's interesting. Why don't I try that? They might not ever tell you. And they might be the ones talking against you, right? But even the people talking against you can see your freedom, and it could be freeing to them. It could be freeing to them, right? Play for me is a meditation practice. We talked about this before. It grounds me. It's a mindfulness practice. Children are always present. Children are all like, they're very good at being in the moment, right? In every moment. And we can learn a lot from children. It connects us to the abundance of now. Everything that we have access to. When you're being creative as a kid, I remember I would take things like knickknacks around the house and build stuff from it, right? It helps me to be resourceful. Helps me to use and appreciate what I do have, as opposed to what I didn't have. I'm thinking about a moment where my mom bought me an easy bake oven, and one of the instructions called for eggs, and we didn't have eggs. This is disgusting, but I used eggnog instead. Right? It was nasty. It doesn't matter. But the idea is that I was being resourceful and I was experimenting with things. Who knows? Maybe I could have come up with something else. It didn't turn out very well, but you get what I'm saying. When you play an experiment, you might find something different. You might find something new, right? Like, children are always learning, always putting things together, always like building, like, oh, this is what happens when that happens. Okay. Like, even a curious child, when they touch a hot stove, it's like, oh shoot. Okay. My hand hurts, but I'm also learning. The same for us. We can learn. I feel like we arrest ourselves in our development by not playing and not having fun and not experimenting and not giving ourselves permission to be human, to be children again. I really feel like Black women reclaiming their childhood, reclaiming their childlike things. That's revolutionary. That's healing. It's healing. So yeah, we gotta have a talk about that. But yes, it gives you permission to and room to expand. We shrink ourselves so much in this world. Like, we're always shrinking. Can't be too loud. Can't take up too much space. Can't be too assertive. Right? We're always shrinking. Play helps us to expand. We become so tightly wound. And play is like a massage for our soul. It's like a deep stretch. As I stretch right now. It's a deep stretch. And it teaches you to take up space. In your playroom, wherever that is, if it's a room or a notebook or outside or your car or a friend's house, whatever it is, in your playroom, you can be as wild, unproductive, delusional as you want to be. You're on your own timeline and you give yourself permission. It helps you to put down that shame that we know so intimately, that we talked about before. And the only way to heal shame is by exposing it. By exposing it. Play allows yourself to be exposed in a loving way to your shame and still love yourself and still work with yourself, right? And you learn that there is no wrong way to play. You can't get it wrong. When you're playing, you can't get anything wrong. There are no rules. We don't need rules when we're playing. I mean, if you're playing card games like Uno, what rules are we doing? That's different. But like, when you're playing, there are no rules. There are no rules. Give yourself time and space to do things without rules, without judgment, without fear of getting it wrong. Yes. Okay. And play is helping me to unlearn the need to be understood and palatable for other people. We spend a lot of time and energy trying to prove ourselves to other people. It's like baked. It's baked into who we are, into our ways of thinking, right? Again, this idea, you got to be twice as good to get half as far. That's something we just bought into and believe. We believe, and I get it because historically that has been true, right? But because we believe that, we walk through life with these sayings that become rules and things that we honor and limit ourselves by. Actually, I am a good thing. I don't have to be as good as you. And maybe you're not that good, right? Maybe you're actually not that good. If I have to be twice as good to get where you are, maybe the structure is not good. Maybe I don't want to deal with the structure at all, actually. Maybe I can use my imagination that they want me to destroy to create a different system for all of us to thrive and all of us to do well and all of us to succeed. That's play, creativity, imagination, all these things they want us to throw away. Which makes sense, because if I have your imagination, I have you. You can't do anything. If I have your imagination, if I have your play, if I have your permission, if you look to me for permission, I will never give it to you, and you will never make any progress that you want to make. Never. But when we reclaim that and take it for ourselves, we can change the world through play and experimentation. Yes. Yes. Play is a break from all that proving. It's more about being and seeing myself as being worthy of time, space, rest, and play. It's about showing kindness and grace that the world does not show Black women. And play allows you to disconnect from the constant worry about what others are thinking about you. We know that we're under everybody's eye, right? It's like there's a way that Black women are supposed to show up. And if they show up outside of this box, then they are wrong. So we're always policing ourselves and policing each other through respectability politics and other things, right? Like we're always policing ourselves and then projecting that same policing onto other people, putting them into prisons, right? So we got to be careful. If we're the first place of liberation, we then liberate other people. It gets you grounded into who you are and what you actually want, what you actually want for yourself. I was like, should we continue? I have more things to say, but we've already been live for an hour 15. I don't want to be overwhelming, but let's see what y'all are saying. Because we can always do like a part 2 later. Oh, hi, Nola Shadi. Okay, I talked about you the other day and I was like, I can never say this right. Nola Shadi, it's good to see you. You're not late, you're right on time, but this sounds like a great conversation. We are supposed to enjoy life, not drag our way through. Absolutely. Let me go back up because I feel like I missed a lot. Oh, thank you. I think y'all talk about my childhood picture. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Hi, Mocha Mommy and Linda G. Sally and Sam style. I find play through creativity. This goes back to what you mentioned, that your hobbies do not have to be monetized. Yep. I found so much joy from sewing, but as soon as I feel the pressure to make it, a business, it's no longer fun. That part. Everything, again, lots of thoughts about this, right? One, we live in a capitalistic society, so making money makes sense, right? Wanting to make money from the thing that you actually enjoy doing makes sense. But we got to be careful because if we're not, we will monetize everything that we do, everything about us. And that's not healthy because that then goes back to slave culture, right? Like where everything belonging to a Black body, mind, soul has to be made money from. And usually it's not money that's given to us, obviously. It's been co-opted. It's been, culture vultured to death. You know what I'm saying? So like we're taught that everything about our being has to make money to be legitimate. And so what I think is beautiful is that we're learning now in real time, actually, I do not belong to the system. My ideas don't belong to the system. It doesn't belong to them. My body doesn't belong to the system, right? Like this liberating work that people are doing, like Trisha Hersey. And there's another book called Rest, Pause, Be by Octavia. I'm gonna get the right name. But like this work about like, and also decolonizing, like all this stuff. This is stuff that I'm reading about and like trying to do in real time and trying to apply. But like this reclamation of our ideas and our bodies not having to be cheapened by money or made legitimate by money is really important. So even if you want to make stuff a business that you find fun, be careful because it goes from being something that you do for healing and joy and to unplug to now plugging into, now you have to have people liking your stuff in order to get customers, right? You have to have people supporting you. And if people don't like what you create, then you won't have X, Y, and Z. And so then you're left in another prison. You left one and went into another one where you're in the prison of other people's opinions. So it's up to us to decide what we want to keep for ourselves, what's fun for ourselves, what brings us joy, and what we want to offer the world. And even how can we do that in a way that still honors our creativity and our vision and our goals and our ideas? It might just look different. And again, this is where creativity and imagination comes in, reimagining what work really looks like, because work doesn't have to look like that. We can make it look like something else, So yes, but I agree with you. Hi, Jules. I like that name. Oh yeah, I'm glad. Hi, Blind Triumph. I'm remembering how to play and dream is the hardest thing I've had to do as an adult. Yeah, it's hard for all of us. A lot of us. It's hard for a lot of us because we've been told to be so serious, to work so hard. You work hard and then you play hard. No. I just want to play. I want to play even in my work. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. But yes. Hi, gorgeous one. Yes, love this topic. People discredit fun and play as time wasters. Yep. Fun and play refuel your inner glow. They power your soul. That part. And what is a waste of time? Like I've said that before, like, oh, I've wasted so much time. Oh, I wasted the day. I wasted the week. I wasted the month. I wasted the year. Did you really? Did you live? Did you do what you wanted to do? Who is this judgment of wasted time? If you're doing what you want to do, there's no such thing as wasted time. Even if it's doing nothing. There's no time wasted. Even if you're sitting in one position, something's still happening. Your body is still operating, it's still moving, it's still taking care of you, right? So there's no such, it's almost like there's no such thing as wasted time. There's not. We can spend a lot of time, for myself, I have spent a lot of time mourning time that has passed. Like, oh, I should have done this. Well, I don't have no control over that right now. And I didn't do that. And there's still beauty in what I didn't do. There's still beauty there. To write it all off as like, oh, it's all awful. That's not true. It's not true. It's hyperbole. That's not true. And hyperbole low-key is like lying. But yes, I feel you. I feel you. Hi, Pre-Rona Barack. Hi, or Burra, excuse me. I'm a singer-songwriter as well. Yay. I know the importance of play, especially after blocking it for myself for so long. Yes, you're powerful. Oh, thank you. And so are you. And I'm glad I found your channel. Keep healing yourself. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's all I'm doing is like healing in real time and sharing my journey with y'all. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for your contribution. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm learning to stop trying to force. Some wisdom I have picked up is when you are trying to do things and the universe is pushing back on it, take some time to reflect and rest. You learn things. Yes, you learn things. Yes, absolutely. Life is supposed to be fun. That's it right there. And yes, nature just is. It just is. And it's beautiful. And it just is. Hi, Beyond My Beauty. You're definitely talking your ish right now. I appreciate you. And yay, shout out to 101 of y'all, 111 of y'all watching. I appreciate that. Yes. Now that's the definition of soft life I can get on board with. Same, because soft life seemed very unattainable. Like it was like, dang, I gotta find a job that's paying me that much so I can live on these yachts. And again, if you got it, do it, go for it, right? Be my guest. Okay. But also like, I don't have to wait until I have that money to enjoy my life now, to enjoy a soft life now. And maybe a soft life is a life that's what it feels soft, right? And for me, overworking, even for hundreds of thousands of dollars, does not feel soft to me. It feels hard. It feels hard. Like what comes from this? What comes with this soft life that you're promising, that you're showcasing? What are you doing behind the scenes? Right. So yes, I'm learning to stop trying to. Okay. Yes. Hi, Stacey Swift. Love this. I just bald my head too. Yay! Congrats. We out here. My hair started to grow back, but yes, congrats. Marilyn B says, hi, absolutely. Have fun. My 73 summers, loving my life. Enjoy. Thank you so much for that, Marilyn B. And shout out to you for your 73 summers. I love that. I'm learning an important lesson right now. I'm glad. And same. Hi, Sophia. Hi. Let's see. People talk about living the dream, but many people aren't living their dream. They're living their parents' dream, what people tell them the dream is. This. And it's crazy because a lot of people get to these places, these dreams, and they realize they're still not happy. Oh, I'm still not happy? This still didn't satisfy? Because you weren't listening to yourself. You were listening to the approval and the applause and the guidance of other people. Yes, I agree with you. Yes. Cleaner, intentional living does noticeable wonders for my mind and body when implemented. Same. Sometimes for me, it's just like getting in the energy of doing it and getting in the habit of doing it. I got to pre-plan because I got to plan, but yes. Kids don't have any inhibitions, none. We deserve our own love, grace, and respect. We deserve to meet our own needs. Absolutely. I'm in bed. I love that. Eating my brunch, doing my paper crafting, sipping my coffee. I picked up my brunch with a fruit bowl, spinach quiche from local restaurant. Better enjoy your life. My time is my time. My time is my time, right? And time is now. Life is happening now. Y'all laughing at the Easy Bake Oven. My pleasure paper crafting and doing it in my bedroom on my bed. Yes, she was. We can tell them not to touch the stove, but they have a wonder to find out themselves. They do. Exactly why my cubicle at work is all pink and cutest girly, despite the snickers and comments. Absolutely. If you got to be there, make it someplace that's actually enjoyable to be, you know? I recently bought some acrylic paints, brushes, and a sketchbook to paint when I feel like it. I follow YouTube tutorials, just something fun and carefree. I love that. I need to get back to painting. I like painting for fun. Like, I like the colors. But I also want to learn how to paint in real life. So there's that. Unlearn the need to be understood and palatable to people. Yeah, that's what I'm learning. I don't need to be understood by people. I don't. Do I understand myself? Do I have people who love me who also understand me? Yes. And everybody's not going to get it. And that's okay. And I don't have to be palatable, meaning I don't have to make myself into something that's easy for people to digest, right? I feel like a lot of women, especially Black women, are taught to shrink themselves or to be easily digestible or more better understood. I don't know if that's even correct English, but either way, we're taught to be everything, to make everything easier, even the understanding of ourselves, make that easier for other people at the expense of ourselves and our time and our energy. So yes, I'm trying to do that, trying to undo that, trying. Yes, that work is called world building. Oh, I love that. The system is such to keep you focused on everything else. Wow, I so much need this message because I do live this life after working on a toxic job 25 years. I took off from work with no plan, but I started playing and is living a wonderful life. I love that for you. I love that. Play. So play, we define play. I got note cards. So play is engaging in activity for enjoyment and recreation rather than a serious or practical purpose. And again, I told y'all why I push against practical is like because I think play is practical. Fun, enjoyment, amusement, and lighthearted pleasure. Amusing, entertainment, enjoyable. Joy, a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. So yeah, that's what I mean by play. So doing things for fun, having fun. The system doesn't want you to dream because when you imagine, we can create other ways of doing, being, and thinking. Exactly. Yes, play has just as much transformative power as pain. I love that. Always spitting. Oh, Natia Griffin. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. I apologize. I'm glad that you feel seen though. I'm glad. Trauma is like living in a jail cell, a personal prison. That part. Play is a form of therapy towards healing progress. Absolutely, London. And thank you so much for your contribution. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to continue then. Let's continue. Okay. So the next question I have is, how do we actually play? Like for someone who's like, okay, this sounds great and all, but like, how? I would say start by resting. Resting is a pathway to play, joy, and creativity. Because if you're not rested, it's hard to play. If you're tired, you're not finna play. You know what I mean? Or playing is going to feel laborious or like you're going to be anxious, right? Resting is a great place to start. Rest creates the space needed to play, right? The culture that we live in is very go, 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 do, be, become. There's no room for enough or contentment. What is enough for you? What is the enough for you where you're like, I can rest right now, right? So rest is resistance. I have the deck. Hold on, let me get the book because I have the book too. 1 second. But this is the work by Trisha Hersey. Yikes. Sorry, y'all, if I'm banging into the mic. But yes, the book by Trisha Hersey, Rest is Resistance, a Manifesto by Trisha Hersey. So she has work called The Nap Ministry, and she calls herself the Nap Bishop. Dope. But obviously it's more than just about naps, but it's about rest and resting as resistance. I listened to this in audiobook, and I'm going to read it so I can highlight it and take notes on the side. But this is a great place to start. But yes, you have to give yourself permission, right? That's the next step. So resting is a big part. If you got to take time and do nothing at all, do nothing at all. Lay on the couch, watch TV, close your eyes, take a nap. You know what I mean? Go to bed early, stay in bed, whatever you do to rest, right? Whatever that looks like for you, rest first. The second thing I would say is to give yourself permission, because you can do all this playing, but if you feel guilty about it, you got to work on that mindset and like your beliefs. So give yourself permission. You're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to have fun without having to earn it first. You're allowed to play around. You're allowed to not know. You're allowed to experiment. You're allowed to live your life through the lens of joy and pleasure and peace and leisure. You can do things the easy way, the pleasurable way. You don't have to do things the hard way. The third thing I would say is to make a playlist. And hopefully that's what we're going to be doing on Monday. I'm making a playlist. So what is a playlist? So I have two different lists. It's a playlist and a joy list. A playlist for me are things that I'm curious about, things that I'm interested in, things that I desire to try or to, experiment with. And experiments I like to try, right? So a playlist for me is, I want to learn how to surf. That's something I've always wanted to try. What is something I'm curious about? Learning how to surf. And I got to do that when I went to California at this point a year ago. And I still got to share the video, and I will. But a year ago, we went to California and drove in our car. That was another play. I wanted car camp. We have a Prius, and so we got to sleep in our car a lot of the way that we went to California and a lot of the places, right? Things that you want to try that maybe you felt guilty for having the desire to try, or maybe like, oh, that's not practical. I can't do that. Yes, you can. Make a list, make a list and do it. So again, curiosities, desires, people would call it like a bucket list. I don't like calling it that because I don't think you have to die after, and I don't want to like call death after me doing the things I want to try, because the list is just going to get longer. But make it a playlist, something you want to play with, things that's not that serious. If it doesn't go well, it's not the end of the world. A playlist. The second thing is a joy list. A joy list is a list of things you already know that make you happy, things that are fun, a list of things that make your life joyous, a list that you can go back to when you feel low, stressed, or insecure or panicked. So I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and one of the things my therapist told me to do was to make a depression toolkit, right? And so it could be like literal things, but also like a list of things that you can go to when you are feeling triggered, when you start to feel depression kind of creeping up on your heels. Like that, for those of you who struggle with depression, maybe you know what I'm talking about. Like you feel that heaviness kind of looming and then it kind of slowly comes down. But there are things that I go to when I'm starting to feel that way, or even when I'm just deep in it. Watching Charlie Brown Christmas, that makes me happy. Walking in the woods. Sometimes getting there is hard when you're depressed, but like getting to the woods and walking in the woods is medicine for me. It's medicinal. What else? Music, listening to music. I love listening to music. Watching cartoons, things that make me happy. At this point, roller skating. I tried it and I loved it. Swimming. What are things that make you happy? Make a joy list. A joy list. The fifth thing I would say to learn how to play again is become a scientist. We talked about the process, the scientific method, and how we can apply that to our own lives. Observe, research, experiment, right? Make a hypothesis like, oh, I think I would enjoy this. Then try it. Do trials. Oh, I like this. Oh, let me add this. Let me do this and this together. What about if I do this and that, right? Experiment and play, and then come to a conclusion. Remain curious. Remain open. Follow your curiosities. Experiment with things. Tinker. Answer the questions you have. I wonder what happens when I ... What would happen if I did this? The sixth thing I would say is be an amateur. Be an amateur. So again, we have co-opted this term. So amateur, right? When we hear that word, we think of someone who is not skilled, someone who sucks at what they're doing, someone who's bad at something. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. People have the wrong thoughts about amateur. They think it means that you're not good at something, right? A definition is a person who takes part in an activity for pleasure, not as a job. That's what an amateur really means. You're doing it for the love of it. Again, the definition, a person who takes part in an activity for pleasure, not as a job. And a job is something you get paid for. So anything you're doing that's not professional or in exchange for money or some sort of currency, you can be an amateur at. The root word of amateur is love. Something you just love doing. Doing something for the love of it, not in exchange for anything but your own joy, peace, fun, and satisfaction. Reclaim the title amateur. It is not a bad word. It's not. Own it. Capitalism tells us that everything that is done needs to be done for money. And it says that anything done for free or for joy doesn't matter, like it doesn't count. But what if loving what you do is the way? I have a theory that if everyone did what they loved, if everyone was an amateur, right, service would be better, people would be fulfilled. For example, doctors, right? Doctors who serve because they love doing it versus serving to make money. Serving to fill their own pockets, right? To run big pharma, all these different things, right? Versus a doctor who is serving people when you're doing it from love of people and healing people. The love of sharing your gift. Less people die. Seriously, more people are seen and heard. I hate going to the doctor's office and it feels like I'm bothering you. Like you're not getting paid to see me. Like I'm somehow interrupting your day. Because you're not listening to me. You're not really listening to what I'm saying. You're not even thinking about what I'm saying as a person, a layman who doesn't know these fancy terms and terminologies and the technology and medicine. Make it plain for me. When you love what you do, when you love people, you show up different. And I really, even occupationally, if people were getting paid well, first of all, but also people were in jobs that they actually loved and in work that they loved, the world would be better. We're taught to run from being an amateur, but this is the way to freedom, better health, and better joy. Let go of perfectionism because it's killing you. It's killing you. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to not know what you're doing. Let this fun be a practice of kindness to yourself. Treat yourself as gently as you would a child, because you are that child, like we said earlier. All right, number 7, I think. I don't know what number we're on, but the next one. Put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. Make a date with yourself and put it on your calendar, right? Have recess. Have a time during the day or during the week or the month where you set aside time for yourself to have fun. Put it on a calendar and make it non-negotiable. Date yourself. Or go somewhere with your friends. Go paintballing or whatever you kids do for fun these days. Like do something fun and put it on the calendar and make it a non-negotiable. You spent 13 years of your childhood competing and contracting in grade school on, right? And we spend so many of our years trying to do it right. Trying to find the right way to be can take us from who we truly are. And we become strangers to ourselves. It's tragic. Set aside an hour each day to do something playful, to get back in community with yourself, to relearn who you are, to be your own friend again. Start small. Start by hearing your own intuition, right? Because your true self is in here somewhere. It's just under all this stuff. Like who you are really is under all this stuff. So start small. Listen to that small thing that says, let's go this way. Let's walk this way today. Let's get some ice cream. Why not? Get some ice cream. Right? Do what you got to do to start small. Because even small starts are big. Of course, there we go. Okay. Yeah, because small starts are big. Sorry. I had notes in my notes like, oh, you've been signed out of Google. Oh, thanks a lot. Let me get back down. But yes, put it on your calendar. And I was on Stephanie Perry's channel when we talked about this before. And that's one of the things that she said. Make it a non-negotiable. Put it on your calendar. The reason why you're not meeting your goals is because you're not putting it on your calendar. And that's true. Like we say stuff like, oh yeah, I want to do this one day. Or I want to do that. And then one day never comes. Or that'd be cool if I did that. And we don't write it down. We don't do the research or book the appointment or whatever we need to do or hit up the friend to say, hey, do you want to do this with me? You know what I mean? Or find somebody else to do it with. Be serious about what you want for yourself. Put it on a calendar. Tell other people. Help them hold you accountable or do the thing with you if you're too afraid to do it by yourself, And it's okay to be afraid to do stuff by yourself. Get community. Go on meetup.com. There are a lot of people, Facebook groups, other people who want to do the things that you're interested in. Like with skating, I'm going to join a couple of places around the DMV to learn how to skate from people who skate and hopefully build community that way too. Okay. The next one, I don't know what number we're on. Oh wait, sorry. Before we go there, have a play date meetup group, right? Give an invitation to give yourself permission to play and have fun, even with other people. All right. The next one, go back to your childhood. When you were a child, no one had to teach you how to play, but you did. But as adults, we have to relearn. So ask yourself, what did you enjoy as a child? Do those things. Start there. Finger painting, playing dress up, right? Just grabbing something out of the closet and putting it on and just trying it. It sounds silly, but for real, try it. Roll in the grass if you're not allergic. Roll in the grass. Finger paint, like I said. Sing in the shower. Put on a performance in your living room. Dance around. Live your wildest dream, your wildest childhood dream, because literally you're the adult now that can make that happen. You literally have permission to make your childhood dreams come true. So go for it. There may be some pushback because you're afraid of being silly or looking ridiculous, but make room for doing something you're not good at. Show yourself love and kindness that way. You deserve to live a life that feels good, even if it doesn't look good to other people. You deserve to live a life that feels good, even if it doesn't look good to other people. Make room for yourself to not be productive or professional because you're not a machine. You're a soul. You have feelings and wants and desires. You're not a product. It's remnants of enslavement, our worth being attached to our work. That idea of how much I produce being attached to how much I am worth. My security being here, not being taken away from my family. All that stuff. That stuff is still in us. You know what I mean? That stuff is still in us. So it makes sense why we think that way. But we have the ability Thank God. We got the ability and the privilege to try to undo that work, even if we're undoing it in real time together, like we're doing here. You know? Let's see. Actually find a child to play with. Be careful, right? If you got friends with kids, go hang out with them. Go to the park with them. Like babysit for a second. Like just observe, watch, like learn from them. Learn from them. They'll get you out of your own head immediately and change your perspective. They'll remind you of the perspective that you forgot. Fun is accessible, right? Look for fun in everyday things. Ask yourself, how can I make this more fun? If I have to, like I said, if I got to exercise, how can I make this more fun? Do that. Or how can I play with this? Maybe you have technology around that you don't really know how to use or what to do, but you're not doing it because you're afraid of not showing up perfectly. Just play around with it. Who made the rules? With music for myself, I had to let myself know there are no rules to music, Alicia. Shout out to Daft Punk. They have a track on there, Giorgio. Anyway, he basically says that there are no rules to music. And when you really realize all the rules are fake, besides like, yes, there's a such thing as the law. There are consequences to your actions, so move accordingly, right? But all the rules that we're given, most of the rules, 95% of them are fake. You can't do this after this age. Says who? An old dog can't learn new tricks. Says who? And also, I'm not a dog, right? Like, or they're just things that we just been told that we just believe. Like, oh, I have to show up to this computer or this music equipment. It has to make sense to other people. No, it doesn't. If you like it, make it. You know? Make it. I have some examples. So listen to your favorite album on the way to work. If you have to go to work, make it a pleasurable drive. Leave early so you're not rushing and stressed. And listen to an album or a podcast or an audiobook or whatever it is. Make it more fun, right? Exercise in a way that you love. Like I said, walking, roller skating. You know, listen to yourself and follow the fun. Listen to yourself and follow the fun. And understand that you don't have to do what everybody else is telling you to do. Your child's self really is you unfiltered, and she really do have the answers. She really does. My theory, right, is that your child's self is really you unfiltered. You without all the armor. You in a safe place. You before you transformed and molded yourself into who you thought you had to be loved and seen and valued. Right? It's the you before the world told you who you had to be enough. When we were younger, everything was play, even to our own parents' annoyance. And the last thing I want to say as we wrap up is that play, fun, leisure, and joy is a radical act. Fun, play, leisure, joy, creativity, all the things, rest, they are radical acts. Living your life from joy is a bold choice in this world that wants us to suffer, that demands our suffering and our blood and our trauma in exchange for maybe acceptance, maybe respect. Like a dumbing down, a playing down of ourselves in exchange for acceptance from other people. And so living your life from a place of joy is bold. It's scary. From your own joy is bold and scary. We are privileged, and I honor those who came before me. Our ancestors did not have much time to play, but they still tried. They still tried. And we've been taught and told that play has to be earned. But in capitalism, when is that? When is this great payoff? When is this great payoff? You have to be radical about pursuing that yourself, because they're not going to hand it to you. Even when you've reached that level, they'll move the goalpost. Meanwhile, other folks in power, are making large livings from play without one thought, without asking permission. They just take it. Even other people's harm is pleasurable to them. Other people's subjugation is pleasurable to them. Other people's lack is pleasurable to them. It's sick. But they make money off of that all the time. But we can take it and do something good with it. Other people make money from our misery, from our displeasure. So who are we to think that we can't, one, make money or make a beautiful life from our enjoyment and joy? I think it's the worst way to make a living, by putting people in like miserable conditions, by stealing life from others. Like you're gaining life from stealing life from other people. And like I said earlier, if the culture has your imagination, if the powers that be have your imagination, your creativity, your play, your joy, your peace, your rest, they have you. They have you. Yesterday we talked about the Dark Nate. Shout out to the Dark Nate. He brought up how when we're not resting, right? That's a tool and a tactic of the enemy to make you sleep deprived. Mind control, all those different things happen when we don't have enough rest. But when they have your imagination, they have you. They want you to give up fun so you can be led and taken advantage of or exploited. If you can't imagine a different path for yourself, they have you. They have you. They tried to take our ancestors' imagination and hope, and it still didn't work. But don't forfeit your life for these systems of enslavement. Who gets to decide? This is the question I want to ask you. We had a live call that who gets to decide? Rest, play, fun, and joy are a huge part of my creation process. But who says that play can't be a part of my work? Like when I'm working on creating something, walking in the woods is a part of my creativity process, my creation process. And they're legitimate. They're valid. Right? They're valid. Who says that play can't be a part of my own work? And why not? Why not? I get to make the own rules in my own life. I spend a lot of time in nature because nature heals, calms, and teaches me. And I hear God clearly in nature. And without God, I would not have the writing or the music, like without the downloads, the space, the play to be able to create the stuff. I wouldn't have anything that I have today. None of it. I'd be too afraid. I'd be too afraid to step out and do something. Don't die before you live. Shout out to my Aunt Eunice. I said this, whatever. My Aunt Eunice, she's dope. She currently has dementia. But one thing that she said that really stuck out to me, because she'd be talking and stuff, and even though she has dementia, she might repeat herself. What she says is still worth hearing. She's very wise, and she said, I plan on living until I die, and she's turning 90 in August, I believe, 90. But she's like, I plan on living until I die. Like, I'm not gonna stop living until I stop living, right? And that was really encouraging to me, because a lot of us are allowing shame, fear, the judgment of other people, shame stop us from living. We die before we die. You know what I mean? Like, we have maybe 7 years of living and then we die. We die. As children, we hardly know shame until we're taught. We are taught it, and then it sticks with us like an abusive friend. We're taught to care more about what others think of us more than we think about ourselves, right? We spend so much time betraying ourselves for the consumption of others. But you are not to be consumed. You are to be cherished. You are to be loved. You are to live. To live. The questions that I have for you. Sorry, y'all. I have a question for you. For questions. What blocks do you have around play? You can journal it, you can share it. I'm open for either. But what blocks do you have around play? Do you feel like it's just frivolous? Do you feel like it's unnecessary? Do you feel like you don't have permission to play? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's life and death and necessary, or do you just feel like it's like, girl, that's cool, that's fine? And why? Why do you feel that way? Who told you that? Who told you that? We can't all just do what we love. Maybe that's something else you believe. We can't just all be happy, Alicia. That's not realistic. We can't all just be happy. This is things I've said, and this is stuff that people have said to me. Like, well, everybody can't be joyous. Somebody has to suffer. Do they? And does it have to be you? Does it? Maybe you say to yourself, I'm not creative. All of us are creative. All of us have imaginations. All of us affirm. All of us create things every single day with what we say, how we show up in the world. All of us are creative. Maybe you say to yourself, I can't afford to have fun. You can't afford not to. Your life is at stake. It also doesn't have to be expensive. Blowing bubbles. I have bubbles in here because I love blowing bubbles. It's fun to me. I like nature. Nature is free. Just go outside and walk. If you're around nature, obviously. Go out and walk. Be around people who love you and who you love. That counts. Find your fun and free thing. It doesn't have to be vacationing in yachts. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, vacationing in the Poconos. I'm just like saying things that sound like opulence. But like, it doesn't have to be all of that. It could be you taking a moment and just making tea for yourself and just sitting there. Like, that counts too. So yeah, where are you at in your own journey? As I pull up this, I'm gonna just pull it up on my Patreon. because that's where I wrote it. But I wrote I don't know. I consider myself a poet. I'm gonna just say it. I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem about Black women and fun and play. So let's see. Let's see what I wrote. All right. So it's called Black Women Play. I wrote this on March 17th, 2023 in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. So it says, play for Black women is an act of faith, an act of trust, trusting that the world is safe enough to laugh, trusting that we are not the foundation on which the earth rests, that the world won't fall apart if we rest. And if it does, it's not our fault. Play is an act of surrender, of yielding, surrendering the need to earn our worth through hard work, accepting that we are enough, that we are worthy, that our joy is far more important than money, toil, labor, acceptance, other people's comfort in exchange for our own. Play reconnects us to the child we had to leave behind, the child we had to protect, the child that was no longer safe. We become a safe place, a safe space, a safe home for her. Play teaches us to be grateful in every moment for everything, to see beauty and value in all the magic around us. Play is an act of worship. Play is opening and using the gifts given freely. Creativity, peace, joy, healing, connection, renewal. Play is acknowledging the creations of our Creator. The world becomes a playground to explore, a place to imagine, to scream, to dance, leap, to pretend, to dream, to skip, draw, overturn stones, dip our feet in streams, kiss fragrant petals, interview crawling creatures, sing the songs of bladed grass, watch the clouds form, drink the rain, whisper to the sun. Play is not dessert. Play is a matter of life and death. Play heals the wounded soul, mends the body, and frees the spirit. Play gives life. Play gives wisdom. Play gives courage. Play is communion. Play is the closest to God we'll ever get. Play is the closest we'll ever get to touching God. So that's what I wrote. That's what I wrote in Patreon. And I'll be sharing my writing soon, but that's what I have to share today. Have more fun. Play more. Play more. An action that you can take today. Set up a station in your own room, in your home. Set up something like a creative toolkit or like a playing toolkit where you keep things that you have fun with, things that are just yours, things you don't have to share with other people. Invite your friends. When we talk about like, I rest and I create other space for people to rest. As I rest, I must make space for others to rest. Invite your friends to rest with you, to play with you. Right? It's starting to thunder, so I'm going to get up out of here soon. But yes, like, invite them on your own healing journey, back to your own self. You know? So let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Okay, yay. That's true. Other YouTubers are on for hours and hours. That's true. I just don't want it to be intimidating, I guess, for people either watching the replay. But I think what I will do also is like the lives that I have, I'll split it up sections and share them so people who don't want to watch the 2-hour stream can watch like 30 minutes or whatever. But yes, thank you for sharing that. And you're right. You were absolutely right. Let's see. JB. Hi, JB. I recently took a career break, which is for over a year. My plan has been enjoying beautifying my garden and resting lots. I love that. Let's see. That part about giving up your power because you're waiting for someone else to give you permission. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. Again, reading other people. Yes, thank you. Okay, sorry. Reading other people, contemplating, thinking, and again, also the wisdom of other Black women, such as Trissa Hersey and thank you, Octavia Ephraim, rest, pause, be, stillness practices. Yes. Like there are other women out there doing the work, and I'm grateful to be able to be benefiting from the work they're doing, and also like thinking and praying and talking to other people. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Let's see. All things come to be from a divine thought. The way you think, your mind, your consciousness is also divine. It has so much power. Honor that. Yes. Create the reality you want. You're not powerless. Yeah. Yes, true. We're not powerless. There are a lot of powers that work against us, but we're not wholly powerless. Right. So yes, absolutely. Yes. Get some rest. For some people, it's hard to even take a day off work. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is like, we're not wholly powerless because people do work to take away our power. And our power a lot of our power has been taken, but there are some things that we can do on a very I don't say layman level, but on a very us level that we can do to enhance the experience that we're having here while we're here in a suppressive place. So yes, yes, yes. Rest is my favorite form of play. Yay, naps, yes, but also just not doing something. Watch something, read a book, lay in the grass, watch people at the park. Yes, yes. I agree. I don't like phrases or topics. Bucket list. Just do it. Yes, just do it. Just do it. Yes. I have a life list. Exactly. A life list. Walking in nature is my zone. Yes, same, same. Wait a minute. Another live? Hi, just passing through. I'm late again, but I'm in the house. You're not late. You're right on time. And the replay will be up. It's late in the day where I am, and I've had a lot of trouble getting out of bed. This just got me up. Oh, good. And again, if you need to be in bed, be in bed. Be in bed. That's me, constantly curious. I want to know, reading and always learning. My phrase, what if? Exactly, what if? What happens? Or even for me, like asking why. Why do we have to believe that? Why do we think, what? Have we tried? These kind of things. Like, I feel like these limitations are supposed to spark a little pushback to get us thinking on our own. You know, like, okay, fine, you say it is so it is, right? Sure, but I'm also for pushback. Question things, even question what I'm saying, right? Oh yeah, and we're live today because I was gonna record a video today and put it out tomorrow, but I don't feel like it. So I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna go live today and probably go live again on Monday. But tomorrow I hope to share my roller skating adventures with you. So I'm excited about that. Oh yay. I'm glad you're listening. Thank you. Aw. Hi the other MJ. Welcome, welcome. Is that that's a brain. Yes, a brain. Being growing past the amateur phase is where the real fun begins. Being able to play harder songs comes with practice, and that's where the fruits of labor come from. Sure, if you want to, but some people don't have that desire. Some people don't have the desire to get better, and I think that's valid. Some people like to taste test stuff and put it down. That was fun. All right, next. Like, we don't have to become proficient in everything. We don't. Again, it's that's another thing, another lie that we bought into. Like, what's the point of playing if you're not good at it? Because it's fun. Because it's fun. And when I approach things with that attitude, it feels better. And then sometimes I do become more proficient because I've given myself permission to just have fun. I don't mind being an amateur. I don't mind not being good at something and still doing it because it brings me pleasure and joy, you know? So yes, but I feel you. If you want to become proficient, yeah, sure. But if you don't, that's also okay. You don't have to. Yes, my mom taught me and told me, if you don't like your job or whatever, leave, go do something else. That'll work for you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Would you be open to sharing the titles of some of the books you've read? Yes, reading is a hobby of mine and I would love some suggestions. Absolutely. Where's my phone? Let's see. So I just said rest is resistance. Let me pull up my Audible because that's how I've been consuming books lately. If I can find it. Yes. Okay. So a couple of books that I've been reading, and I'm still reading some books right now. So books that I've been reading, let me see what I've finished. I have finished Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I feel like I'm not saying her name right, but Braiding Sweetgrass, wonderful book. Pause Recipe by Octavia Rahim. Vibrate Higher Daily. I finished that like last year. Layla Delia. Rest is Resistance by Trisha Hersey. Right now I am reading The Body is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee Taylor. Excellent book. We're going to talk about body image too here. Sisters of the Yam by Bell Hooks. I just started that. And let's see. Also right now, I'm like this much through. Like I have this much left. The smaller side left of Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. Amazing book. Love it. Love her. So yeah, Audre Lorde, Sister Outsider. Yeah, about this much left. But I'll do a different video too. Because I think, yes, this is a great idea. Thank you, Nala Shoddy. I feel so silly whenever I say that. But Nola Shoddy, I'm gonna create another video, I think, or another live or something, where I talk about books, literature, videos from other people that I like, other creators, other artists, that I think are dope and that I think people should check out and listen to, that have been helpful to me. So yes, thank you for asking that question. You're exactly what I need to hear right now. Good. I'm glad. Turn one day into day one. Exactly. Skate parks in the DMV. The only one that I know of right now, there's one in Hyattsville. I don't know how far that is from you, but I know there's one in Hyattsville. There are some in Montgomery County. But I don't think there's that many, honestly. I think people just kind of find what they need to find. But there is one in DC. There are a couple in DC. So they have like rinks themselves. So there's rinks all over. But as far as like parks, the only ones I know of are like Hyattsville and in Montgomery County. That's all I know. But yeah, but I'm sure there's more. More. I'm new to this. It's okay to be afraid. Just dip your feet in and smile. Yeah. As Stephanie Perry says, do something dumb. Yeah. Yes. Shake off this need to be perfect. Be silly. Like, just do something. Yes. Definitely going to see the Barbie movie later this month. Activate Inner Child. Absolutely. And same. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait. Oh, Pre-Rona Barra. Thank you so much for joining the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, Miss A. I brought skates and added pink and purple light up wheels with leopard print laces and went to the local rink for lessons. I had fun. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Yes. Okay. Absolutely. Dance. Yes. Yes. Right. My kids always keep me from overthinking. We just have fun and play. Dancing, skating, playing basketball, whatever. Just enjoying our time together. It keeps you young at heart. I agree. I agree. My 19-year-old granddaughter tells me, I want to be like you. LOL. I told her no, she must be herself. Just don't restrict yourself. She's now online class for auto mechanics. Just go for it. Absolutely. That's a big deal. Congrats to her. Congrats. Can I count on you to be there through it all? I'm so for real. What do you mean? What do you mean? Aw, you're welcome. Aw, my heart to you as well. I'd love to suggest everyone here make a dopamine you. Oh, dopamine you. Okay, essentially a restaurant menu of starters, appetizers, desserts, etc. of activities that you give different types of dopamine. I love this. Starters being quick dopamine rushes without the activity taking up too much time. Okay, yes. Appetizers being things that rejuvenate you and absorb you. Desserts being quick hits of dopamine that only make you feel good for a few seconds, but you overfeed yourself with. Specials being luxuries, but ones you are aware you want. I hope this helps you all, amazing, beautiful, powerful, healing souls. Thank you so much for sharing this. That's actually beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to use this. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Let me take a sip of water, y'all. I'm thirsty. Sorry, y'all. ASMR, like drinking. I hope you didn't hear that. Okay. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Yes, people get this twisted. Thank you. This has nothing to do with play and enjoyment. Not playing is childish. No play can kill you. Thank you, child of 83. I appreciate that. A lot of people do take that out of context. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. Oh, thank you, Dixie Walker and Elizabeth L. for watching this video and for liking. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, indeed. With your aunt, listening to your loved ones with dementia, you can still learn from them. Absolutely. And I really feel like I'm getting a more present version of my aunt, even though she has dementia. Like, she's in the moment. Like, literally, she's in the moment. And she's sharing, even though she's sharing stuff from her past, like, I'm time traveling with her. And she's in the moment, and I'm still learning from her. She's more honestly herself now, which is really interesting. It's really interesting. She's being more of herself now. But yes. Hi, Katura Reed. Play, joy, and fun is a part of the abundant life that God has promised us. 1000%. Yes. I feel like there's so much to be done. Same. And it'll still get done. It can get done after you have fun. You know, like it'll still be there. There's always going to be a list of things to do, a list of things to get done. It never ends. It never ends. You know, and I think that it's up to us to be like, can I live with the kitchen junkie right now? I don't know. Kitchen is a bad one. Can I live with my room junkie right now and go play? Probably yes. You know, yes. And then you can come back and you have more energy to clean and do what you need to do because you've first filled your own self first, you know? Many people die at 25 and aren't buried until they're 75. That part. That's real. That's real. We hold our own power to be ourselves. We have to stop acting. I agree, the American woman. I love that. We do. Yes, we can have fun. I've been told, Marilyn, you're always laughing and joy. Yes. And that's beautiful. Pamela says, I used to believe that play was optional, even frivolous. Now I know that play is essential for my health, joy, peace, love, and wholeness. Absolutely. And it is. It is. My environment, I feel I need more open pastures. I understand that. I do. Are there local parks that you can go to? Are there free programs near where you are? Like maybe free plays and stuff like that, free music things, like free things, you know? But I feel you. I understand that. I've forgotten what brings me joy. This is a great place to start, right? This is the experiment. What brought me joy before, right? Trying to figure that out. What did bring me joy? What were the things that I did as a child? Putting yourself back in that place. Can you start with finger painting? Can you ask other people what brings them joy and try those things? Can you look on YouTube and seek out like Black Girl Joy, like, or Black Joy, to get an idea, to try certain things? What do people do for fun in my area? Can we look on Meetup? Can we look on Facebook? Yes, things like that. It's okay to forget, but we can remember as long as we do the work, like, to remember. Sometimes I don't remember what I forgot until I am introduced to those stimuli again, right? So songs, I forget songs I didn't remember that I forgot. Oh yeah, I remember this song, and I don't actively think about it, but when I hear it again, I'm like, oh my God, I'm immediately taken back to when I first heard this song. Sometimes you have to expose yourself to those things to be like, oh wow, I remember I love this, and that's okay. That's okay. I need that inspiration and that spark. Yeah. Yes, we all do. Yes. Playing is made shameful for adults because play is essential to develop and expanding your mind. You want to be complacent. Okay, you want to be a complacent worker if you think too much. Yep, you won't be. Excuse me. You won't be a complacent worker if you think too much. Not good for their system. Yep, there equals the enemy. 1000%. And they teach us to be enemies of ourselves, to not trust ourselves when we say we need a break, or we want to play, or we want to have fun, to shame ourselves when we have urges to go jump in some leaves or play in the snow. Hi, Mandisa. Thank you for the hearts. Many hearts to you. We've been taught to act all our lives. Yep. Act right in public. When we did something wrong, our parents told us to learn how to act, etc. Yes, language, like, words mean things, and they stick. They stick. But I feel uninspired with the environment, so I'm planning on moving. I love that. I love that, Kid Death. I love that. Most people are serious about day-to-day life and are either hardened or numb. Yes. Because the thing is, I get it. Like, when we think about, told y'all this before, all my life I've been called sensitive. And I thought it was a bad thing. I thought it was like, oh my God, like, I'm a weak person. No, like, I think a lot of people are hard and numb because they need to survive. Just think, if you're always raw all the time and you're always being offended and someone's always cutting you or like burning you or rubbing you the wrong way, it's painful. So to protect people from that pain, they build that armor. They become numb because it's easier to live that way. It's easier to live when you're not aware of the pain that you're going through, which is why what we talked about before, why our pain threshold is seen as so high, even though it's not. It's seen that way because we've normalized pain. And so we still use pain as like the baseline, right? Like, we still use pain as the baseline when that's really like the middle for other people. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but yes, it is harmful. It's time to be myself. Yes. For example, I love fashion and modeling, and I was signed to an agency, but never got booked because my skin color, I'm sorry about that. My skin color, me, that being the market in the Midwest. Yes. You have to, yes. Please, yes. I understand, yes, what you're saying, and that you're moving from this environment to find something better. And I'm for it, and I support it. I'm for it. Oh, this is a good question. Is there anything you can do to change your environment in the meantime? There may be others who feel the same way in the same place you are. That's very true. And that could be fun. If you have the energy for it, of course. Obviously, if you don't do it. But if you have the energy, try, maybe, if you want to. Like, your pain point could be the solution for other people as well, Yes, and money is a part as well because I want to leave the environment. Yeah, same. Aw, sunflowers to you. Thank you. All right, let me come down, y'all. I see y'all talking. Thank you so much for your input. I'm glad. Hey, Ina or Ina Stanley. Hey, I'm glad to catch you live. I'm glad that you're here. Love that. I started embracing play as a part of my recovering after my divorce. Yes. My marriage was full of toxicity and emotional abuse. I am so sorry to hear that, Danielle. And I'm sending you a lot of love. And I'm glad that you're embracing play because you deserve. And you don't deserve because you've been through this. You deserve, period. You don't deserve to be treated like that at all. It's unnecessary. And you shouldn't have had to experience that. And I'm so sorry. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm glad. All right, let me come down. Yes, I will add those books to the description. Absolutely. Yes. I feel like men get shunned a lot for playing video games and being told they're childish when one grow up. Yeah, I agree. And now look, People are making millions of dollars by playing video games. Again, that same idea of like ghetto or unuseful until proven profitable. It's that same mindset. Like, oh, this is silly. Okay, now people are making money. Now it's legit. Now it's legitimate. It's a legitimate career for some. Ooh, anything by Patricia Hill Collins and Bell Hooks is amazing. I need to write that down. Yes, because Patricia Hill Collins has a book that I need to read and finish. But yes, I agree. So thanks for that reminder. Yay. Yes. What is Sister Outsider about? Sister Outsider is a collection of essays and speeches by Audre Lorde, and it's about a lot of things. So let me read some of the topics. So the first one is Notes from a Trip to Russia. Poetry is not a luxury. The transformation of silence into language and action. And like, when I tell you, take your time when you read this. Like, I have so many highlights and side like margin notes and stuff like that. Because it's really good. One of my favorite essays in here is like, it's like poetry is not a luxury, I think. Uses of the erotic, sexism and American disease and blackface. Where is it at? Yeah, there are a lot of essays in here that are really good. There's also interviews that she did with people. Yeah, it's a collection, but it's good. I like it. The master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. These are very, they're not that long. The essays aren't that long, but it's very meaty. And I had to get used to her writing style. But when I got used to it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I wrote notes for myself. So we can meet here and talk about it soon. So yay. But yes. Rockville. Okay, yes. Okay, Rockville has some skating parks. Thank you for sharing that, Teresa. There are some skate parks in Northern Virginia, but I know Maryland people don't like to travel. Don't do us. But, you know, going over that bridge sometimes is a little rough. But no, I prefer, I'm going to be honest, I prefer Northern Virginia over Montgomery County. So sorry. I prefer Alexandria, all of them, over Rockville. It's so far. Rockville is so far. It's so far away. Like, that's an all-day trip to me. Where for me, Northern Virginia feels, depending on where you're going, like Manassas is very far. But yeah. But yeah, I'm sure there are people who still need that information. So thank you, Child of 83. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Okay, Nala Shawty. Okay, thank you. I'm trying here. But I knew that was always my path in life. Yes. Okay. Pamela Jones says, and when I remember that play and humor come from God, I say, Pam, you better play and laugh when you want to. I know that's right. Absolutely. LOL, I read like 5 Percy Jackson books back to back in a few weeks. I was immersed. I love that. Outplay on your to-do list if you are a list maker. Yes. Make a list. Yes, absolutely. Yep, got out this morning with the dogs, worked out, took me time, haircut. Took myself out to eat. Now I'm home organizing and going to work on my art and explore your content. Okay, great. I hope that you enjoy the journey, and please enjoy creating. That sounds like fun. All right, let's go down. I just found your channel a few days ago, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that you're here. If I lived near you, I would be your friend. Oh, yay! I live near Kansas City, though. That's okay. There are beautiful people out in Kansas City, but yes, I would be your friend as well. I appreciate you. Most people are hard or numb. Yeah. It's definitely for survival, for sure. Because who wants to feel pain all the time? Makes sense to me, but it gets heavy. When you become numb, when you numb a thing for pain, you also numb it for joy, for pleasure, right? Like when you're trying to numb, you're like, I don't want to feel no pain, so I'm not going to get close to nobody. But you also miss out on the joy of being close to people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I find joy watching makeup tutorials. Yes, it's interesting how Black women apply color theory to their color choices. Yeah, it's a science. It's magic. Okay, it's a miracle. It's art. Okay, makeup, because I don't know. The only thing I do is like lip color, eyeliner, and maybe eyeshadow. Maybe. But yes, they're amazing. Thank you, Marilyn B., for joining. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I turned 40 and my sis turns 43 next month. We still game and watch silly stuff and spend hours telling our dad stories like when we were kids. Oh, I love that. We had no intentions of growing up and haven't, and shouldn't, and should not. Same. I was just having a convo with someone about anime and gaming, and people were like, what are they talking about? But it felt great. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to be a kid. Hi, Bash Babe Bio. Hi. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Lovely lady, I'm sending you so much love. I know what that feels like. And I wish I could fix it. I wish I could fix it. I'm sending you a lot of love. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. And I see you. I just want to let you know that I see you, and how you feel is valid. How you feel is valid. I'm really sorry. Um, like I see you. I love you. I'm sending you love. I am. I am. I am. I'm child of 83. I just turned 40 in April, and I still want to have a good game of hide and go seek this summer. The game brought so much energy and adventure. Also, great exercise. Very strong. Very, very, very true. Sorry, I was looking at words, but yes, very true. It's very true. I'm also coming out of a 9 years narcissistic manipulation and abuse. I'm sorry about that, Ina or Ina. I apologize about that. I'm sorry about that. I could only play if it was the way he wanted. But now that I'm free of him, I am fully leaning into things that bring me joy, and I'm glad. And I'm glad. And you should. I started viewing more after you explained your college experience. I went to community college in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, yay, cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, sending you a lot of love. Sending some love your way. May you find your zest for life and your wanderlust. You're here for a reason. Yes. 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 Ina, stay strong. As someone who is struggling to unlearn my unhealthy patterns, learned to cope with an abuser almost 10 years ago, I think you are so powerful. I love the love that y'all are showing each other. Thank you for being so kind to y'all, to each other, to y'all. Thank you to yourself, but also to each other. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I used to use the Meetup app. Okay, and you're correct. So many groups. I plan on getting back on. I'm trying to learn how to sew. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Yes, take your time. Dip your toe in. Take your time. If any of you are into fantasy, there's a book series called Legendborn, and features a black girl heroine. It's two books. It's two books in, and the third is coming out next year. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, yes, we love it. We love it. You need a TED Talk if you don't already have one. I would love to do a TED Talk one day. That sounds dope. I would love to. I don't know what I was talking about, but that sounds like fun. When you're numb from pain, you're also numb from joy. Yes. 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 Oh, yay. Thank y'all for sending love to lovely lady. We see you. We hold space for you. We sending you so much love. Sending you so much light, love, and peace. Yes. Yes. Ina Stanley, I can relate. Get your joy and freedom on. Yes. Yes. Kansas City has one of my favorite art museums. Ooh. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Wishing you love, lovely lady. And peace. Listen to Alicia's song Ease. It had me in tears yesterday. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that you listened to it. I'm glad that it was helpful. But yes, feel free. Feel free. Read the comments. Write them down. Take screenshots. Like, listen to music that is affirming. If it's me or someone else, right? Hold space for yourself. Allow yourself to feel, to mourn, to grieve, to really sit with this feeling. Because how you feel is valid. I have been there as well. Just know that your desire to be here, that you deserve to be here and enjoy life. Yes, you deserve a good life just for being who you are. Yes, you deserve good things. You deserve good things. Down to earth. Hi, I just turned 54 last month, and I'm having a conversation with my nephew about Xbox versus Nintendo. He asked me why, and I said I'm buying one for myself. I love that. I love that. Welcome to the other side. Yes. I did 20 years with a narcissist and am enjoying my new life on this side of things. I love that for y'all. I love that for y'all. And I do want to say too, lovely lady, I've been there. And sometimes I feel that, struggling with depression. And I know I wish my words could heal you, right? And fix the things that need to be fixed and correct the things that need to be corrected. Yes. But I just want you to feel the love that I'm sending to you. Please take care, everyone. Give yourself much, much love. Yes, absolutely. Hi, Tiana. I'm currently in the rebuilding phase after healing self-sabotaging patterns. Now that I'm at my rock bottom again, I'm struggling with allowing doors to close and not viewing it as defeat. Yes. 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 Sorry, I'm reading your stuff and I'm thinking. So please don't take my silence as like, I don't care. I'm just really thinking and I'm holding space. I am. I'm glad that you're in the rebuilding phase. I'm glad that you're healing and that you recognize that you have self-sabotaging patterns, because a lot of us don't recognize that. That's huge. That's a big deal. Now that I'm at my rock bottom again, I'm struggling with allowing doors to close and not viewing it as defeat. Thank you for being honest about that, because you're not the only one who feels that way, who feels like a closed door or an ending to something is defeat or loss. Like, those are real feelings, because it does feel like loss. Like, if a door closes, you no longer have access to this thing. So how you feel is legitimate. It's valid. Thank you. Thank you. Mara said, I've never heard of Meetup. Oh yeah, it's an app. It's an app and a website where people have like different events based on your interests. So like you can meet up in, so some of mine include like ASL, or they have volleyball and whatever. Seriously, whatever you're into, they have meetups about it. They do. Some are free, most are free, and some are paid. But yes, they have meetups about it. So yes, check it out, please. I'm glad, Katrina. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Let's see. Come down, come down. Yes, you're not the only one. Yes, sending you love. Yes, yes, yes. Sending you hugs, lovely lady. Also helps to recognize that feelings are not commands. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I love that people are able to make money while playing, especially game shows like The Circle, The Mole, Family Feud. That is one of my dream ways to make money. Yes, yes, yes. Oops. Okay. I've been there too. Finding your peace and silence the negative thoughts. It won't be easy, but you'll find your way through. Stay hopeful. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. One day another girl will have more strength. What do you mean? What does this mean? You're strong. You are already strong. First of all, to be vulnerable, to share what you just shared with us, that's strength. That's hard. To admit that you're not happy, that's hard. That is strength. That is strength. And if you don't have no strength to keep pushing, don't right now. Rest in where you are right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's uncomfortable, of course, it hurts, of course, but like, you deserve your own recognition, your own presence, your own grace. And we're holding grace and space for you. You don't have to be strong right now. You're allowed to fall apart. You're allowed to fall apart. You're allowed to not have it all together. You're allowed to be sad. Don't use this moment as a judgment for yourself, like you're doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing nothing wrong. Nothing. Nothing. I've been there. I've been there too. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, sending you love back. Sending you love back. I know what that fatigue feels like. I've been there. Sending you so much love. I see you. Yes. Yes, we see you. We see you. And there, again, you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing to apologize for. Nothing. Nothing. Living is hard. Living takes a lot of energy. The world that we live in, this culture that we live in, is oppressive. It is exhausting. It is depressing. It is sad. And so your reaction to it makes sense. It makes sense. So I just want to let you know that you're enough right now. You're enough how you are right now. What you feel right now is perfect. Like, and perfect not in saying like, oh, it's good. Like, you know, like, yay. No, but like perfect as in like, you're human. You're allowed to feel. And you don't have to force yourself to be anything but who you are in this moment. You know? I listened to Yolanda Adams. I Gotta Believe. I just remember my mom listening to it every morning. Now I understand the words. Yeah. Yeah. I thought I was the only one feeling this way. Good to know we are a tribe. You're not. No, y'all are not alone. And I think the beautiful thing about expressing yourself and how you feel, one, that gets the stuff off of you too, right? It helps you to be seen by other people, and it helps other people to see themselves too and to feel seen. So your strength, your vulnerability is being helpful to other people right now. Like, you're helping people right now. You're giving language to people right now who feel the same way that you do. You know, not saying that your pain has to be like metabolized into something positive for other people, but who you are right now is just enough. Is enough. It's enough. You know, I love you. I love you. I'm sending you a lot of love. I know you might not feel like typing or chatting, but I really hope that you're reading these comments. I hope that you are, because we see you and we're here for you. And I wish I could do more. I do. I wish I could do more. We Black women were conditioned to be strong during slavery. It is definitely okay to fall apart. Yep. Be vulnerable and need time and space. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you're human. You're not a machine. You're not a machine. You're human with feelings. Ooh, yes, I have fallen apart so many times this year alone. Yeah, same. But I'm still here because I learned to give myself permission to just be and to feel everything, to fall apart and to rest. Yes, 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 hearts, hearts. Yes, of course, of course. S. Dominique says, in the midst of it all by Yolanda Adams will have you inspired and lifted. Be in the house just crying. Yeah, it's a good song. It's a beautiful song. Marilyn B says, people misunderstand the word perfect and its meaning. Thank you, Alicia, for explaining. Oh, you're welcome. My mom would tell me, you have the right to be angry. Yes. Yes. You got the right to be angry. Shout out to Solange. You got the right to be mad. Okay? You're allowed to be a whole human being. Despite what other people feel about it, you're allowed to feel your feelings because your feelings are valid. They are. They are. Well, I hope this conversation was helpful, you all. I'm sending you all so much love. If all you do today is rest or cry or curl up in a ball and lay on the ground, you're valid, you're worthy, you're deserving, you're loved, you're enough, you're beautiful, you're precious, you're sacred. I feel like I'm gonna cry. You're precious, you're sacred, you're enough. Nothing can change that. No amount of productivity, no, whether you're in a right emotion, there is no right emotion. There just is emotion. There just is feeling. And though we like to feel positive and we always feel like we have to fix ourselves to be happy and positive, how you feel is right. How you feel is valid. Don't rush yourself out of this space. We all want to feel better, but what is the word? Don't punish yourself for not being who you think you have to be, for not being happy, for not being what other people want to feel from you. Feel how you really feel. That's how you heal. There's a lot of times that I spent when I was younger, like trying to push away the emotions and the feelings, push away the sensitivities. And that didn't heal anything. That didn't fix anything. If anything, it just made me more, again, palatable to other people. But I was dying. I had to mourn. I had to be angry. I had to be upset. I had to fall apart to heal. I had to fall apart. And I think that we like to talk about healing and make it so pretty and, prim and proper and, flowery and like matte, right? These colors, and healing is messy. Healing is a lot of energy, a lot of work. Healing is not linear, right? Like healing, you're up one day, down another day. You thought you were healed from something and you weren't healed from it. And the whole time you could be judging yourself and be like, dang, like what's wrong with me? Why can't I be healed? That's what I used to say to myself. Why can't I be healed? What's wrong with me? Why am I not enough? What's wrong with my brain? What's wrong with my heart and my emotions? Thinking I'm being punished by God. And it's like, no, like my sad feelings are just as valid and important as my happy feelings, happy feelings. Both are important. Mourning is important, right? Anger is important. All these things are important. None of it is wrong. It just is. It just is. And our emotions are some sort of alarm to let us know that something is wrong. That's all our emotions are. Like it's like the things on a dashboard, right? This is happening. That's all our emotion. This is happening. This makes me happy. This doesn't make me happy. This enrages me. This hurts my pride. They're not bad feelings. They're all important. They're all important. So lovely lady, I see you. I'm speaking passionately, but I'm speaking with love. Like hold space for yourself. Allow yourself to hear yourself and to feel yourself and to be your own friend. Because we're here with you. We fall apart with you, right? Like we're here holding space for you. We're here holding you up, even virtually, but we see you. And I want you to feel seen and honored and your feelings seen and honored. Because we get it. We've been there. And what we're also offering is that to hold on to this belief that things will change. To consider, even if you can't believe it right now, just consider it. Like consider it space. Like things can change. Things will change. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not a month from now, but they will change. But I have to, I leave room and I love myself in this space here. I'm allowed to be upset. I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to feel like I'm tired of living. I'm allowed to be exhausted. I'm allowed. You're allowed. You don't need all that unnecessary weight of judgment on you. You don't. Just be in the moment. You're here, and that's okay. But I hope what I'm saying is helpful and not harmful. And if it is, please, again, get me together. You can email me. But like, I just want you to know that you are loved and you are seen and you are valid. And we love you, we see you, we validate you. Not that you need our validation, but we validate you, we see you, and we honor you, and we hold space for you. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for spending this afternoon with me. I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. Be kind to other people, y'all. People are going through it. People are going through it. People are trying really hard. People are struggling. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. And I will talk to you all in the next live. Okay? Go out, have fun, or do nothing. Whatever you want to do, just carve out some time for yourself. Even if you just got to cry. All right, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Love you.